Y'all, give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, we are going to be reacting to the community stream. Usually, the community streams are a lot more low key. Let me get the chat out. Okay, let me make sure all of the streams are alive. Oh,
Hello, everybody.
Hello. It's so good
oh,
to see everyone again. Hello. It's Community Manager Dork.
And I'm Eric.
hello, hello.
And we've missed you. It's felt like a long time. It has not been a long
Yeah,
time.
it feels like it's been like forever, but don't worry. We've got Eric, we've got me, and then we've also got our friendly special guest, Andre.
The elusive yet popular
Elusive.
Andre,
Yes.
which we'll cut to in a second.
Yeah.
They didn't know we are going to do it so quickly.
Waha.
There he is.
Oh
Always
shit.
well dressed.
Hello.
The way it just zoomed out.
Always famously dressed. Yes. The back of the vest looks
Ooh,
killer.
my bad, y'all.
I promise you.
Well,
it
now
looks
I
killer.
gotta show
Oh yeah,
you.
now you gotta show the back. Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that.
go.
Lord.
It looks so cool. But yeah, so great to be back and to be talking about some news and updates for you about what's going
Yes.
on in the world of Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
And you know, wow, it's loud out there.
It is.
If someone wants to shut that door, that'd be great.
That deal.
It's not in, our running point, our talking points, but I figured let's reflect a little bit. Last month we had quite a moment with the community here in Montreal. So many of you came out to be with us to celebrate the 10th anniversary, and
Let me turn it up.
For us here on the dev team, it created genuinely lifelong memories. I hope
Yeah.
that for the folks who are able to come, you feel the same. We want to be able to do it again.
Hi, Misty.
So
Hello.
Keep up the positivity there, and we'll keep you updated as the.
We
time goes
are
on see
reacting
if,
to the
we can
community
do another
stream.
one.
It's live.
Yeah, it was really awesome to see just the onslaught of people coming out and meeting you all in person. It
Mhm.
was truly mind blowing just how many people were like kind of running up to us.
I
wanted
wish I got
talk
to
us.
go.
And I just love and appreciate every single person I got to meet, every thing I got to sign, every picture I got to take.
Did they show anything yet?
It
Nope, it just
really
started.
was like world changing.
I've been live
just
for 3
mind
minutes.
altering to just kind of have that experience. So thank
Yeah.
you all so much for coming out and spending your day with us. It's because it was like from morning
Oh,
to,
yeah, it was a long
to
day.
late night. Yeah.
It was a long day.
I don't think I got home until like midnight. So
Oh, wow.
thank you all so much. It was so much fun and I really enjoyed it.
And I thank you as well. If you couldn't be here, I know we streamed a lot of it. That was
He's super
where
low.
I was most of the day
Oh.
was on on the talk show set. So it was great that you could join us from home. But you know, we mentioned if you caught it, we want to be able to bring that to more people around the world too. You know, we've created this thing called the Campfire Tour that you're going to hear more about as it becomes more of a thing. But we want to be able to bring experiences like we had in Montreal in little mini versions around the world to where our players are. So stay tuned on that one. Yeah, it was
be
just
cool.
a really magical time.
I
Thanks
would
again
go.
for everyone. And I will also say, because we're the community team, we're already taking your feedback on the event to think about how we could do things differently in the future and improve things as always. So thank you for those who gave us their feedback. All right, on to the actual talking points of the show. This is something we do every year. We're doing it a little differently this year, and that's Into the Rainbow. If you've been around, you know we usually do it in June.
Yay.
For a couple reasons, we wanted to switch things up this year. As I just mentioned, we both just mentioned June was a crazy month for us.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't want Into the
Hi,
Rainbow
Austin.
to just
Hello.
feel insignificant amongst
Testing,
massive
testing.
event, massive broadcast, in-game event, Jason. So getting
there
it
was
out
a
of
lot.
June was nice because in Montreal, we celebrate Pride almost now. It's coming next week. World Pride as well is coming next week. So we aligned it to that. Give us more time to make something special for Into the Rainbow, which we are doing this year. So it's kicking off July 28th. It's going to run
Okay.
until August 10th. It's not just a single one moment thing. And the official part of it on our stream will be there on the 28th to kick things off. And then we're going to be handing it off to a bunch of fantastic, awesome people for that entire run. And it's going to be a super cool event. So stay tuned. July 28th, Into the Rainbow is back. All right, down to some business. If you haven't been around the last couple days, we have a new Rift. The new Rift is out.
Oh.
It's the Sunflesh Rift. We've got stuff for Wraith, Plague, Orella,
Just a
Serena,
whole bunch of
Tori,
unnecessary
and
shit.
Kate. But also from our previous community contest, which you're going to talk about the new one in a
I
moment.
will.
We have Feng Min's Star Student and the Knight's Splinter Rose as part of the free track, which is so
And
awesome. to
hyping.
see.
Thank you for your
Oh,
feed
yeah.
pics. Hi and hyping.
As well as the Deadly Prize banner and the Moonstone Maurice badge. So congratulations again to the winners. Hold on just one sec. We're going to talk about the new contest very soon. I did want to mention, because you've noticed it, the Trickster recolor, there's definite issues with that, which we are aware of,
Oh,
thanks to you. And,
recolor.
we're going to be working on that, so stay tuned for updates as we have them. We'll also
Hi, user.
mention Save
Hello.
Awards, Gothic Romance, and the Unknown's Unsolved contest outfits are now available in the store as well. And lastly, Shane, who we love dearly. What a great
Yes.
addition to the Fog. Shane's Very Rare Cosmetics are going to get their Eerie Shard prices added on the 24th.
Oh,
So that's tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah, I'll also add what was one of the most memorable moments during the live stream broadcast for the anniversary was just the reaction to Shane
Yeah.
and to see
Mhm.
the outpouring of love and support on socials. Even now, like we still see a
I
lot
love
of
Shane.
amazing love towards Shane. So that was chef's kiss. I'm so glad that we
Mhm.
got to have that experience.
I
with
want to
her.
give a quick shout out to Simply Aretha. I was talking to her before the broadcast and expressing her interest. Oh, I wish we could have an Indigenous survivor, and it was killing me to not be able to talk about it. I just kept saying like, let's reconnect in like an hour.
Like an hour.
So yeah,
Yeah, I love
that was a
Shane.
great moment there, but I wish I could have shared more.
All right, so next we're gonna hop into or make a splash into
Nice.
Summer Screams. Yeah, you like that? Which will be starting out on the 28th. And in case you didn't know, Summer Screams will be our summer event where we'll be rotating through different game modes and modifiers. During this iteration, we'll be having
Okay.
Lights Out, Chaos Shuffle, and 2v8 making a comeback. This will be accompanied by the Waterfront Massacre collection, getting some new additions to the collection.
Yeah.
So
Hi,
I'm super
MC,
excited for
hello.
that. And like Eric had said, the
Hi,
Design and
Celine.
Cosmetic Contest is live for 2026. You have until 11 a.m. on July 27th to get your work of art
Yo, I
in.
wish I could draw.
And those who do win will be getting a 2026 badge, their piece of work put into Dead by Daylight, as well as 25,000 Auric cells.
Damn.
So what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Other than that,
What are you
just want to
waiting
make sure everyone
for?
realizes there's going to be 4 winners per category for a grand total of 16. So there's some room in there to get in there.
But
Andre
they
and I,
have also
were the
chosen
ones in charge
extra
of it last
cosmetics
year.
in the past, like
this
extra.
year it's going to be myself and Masak,
artists.
who is currently moving the stuff around. Thanks so much. And we're super excited, and we're already seeing such amazing work. So thank you so much for that.
The best time of the
Thank you
year.
for the likes
I
on
do think of
TikTok.
it as a
MC, I
precursor
had to. I had to.
The Grimoire. It's sort of like the Design a Cosmetic Contest crawled so that Grimoire could walk. I don't know.
Also, his mic is really low.
This is
just to
also
let
going to
everyone
be
know.
our last chance for some of the Dead by Daylight official merch that came out for the anniversary. So make sure you're checking out the website to see if there's anything
Are those
from this
cassette
amazing
tapes?
collection that you'd like to go ahead and take
Oh,
home.
those are cute.
And other than that, I think we've got some updates from Eric about Gamescom.
Oh yeah. So I mentioned a few minutes ago, we want to be where our players are more and more, and I'm very happy to say,
I was
come to
thinking of, I know
Gamescom
what
this
you
year.
did last summer.
If you were at Gamescom
That
last year
is
or
the
the last
real
few years,
reference,
you might know there's been a
but
fan
I just
run
love to reference the
booth,
scary movie
cosplay
reference.
booth, if
I
you
don't
wanna
know.
call it, this fantastic
Even though it's
dude
the
named
same
Marco
thing.
Aranos, and his crew every year at Gamescom do an
The
amazing,
spoofs and all.
just completely separated from us booth on their own. And what we've talked about the last couple of years, and we're finally doing now, we're working together on a joint booth that we'll have at Gamescom, especially geared towards photo opportunities, cosplayers, immerse yourself in DBD. So if you're in Europe, if you're in Germany, we would love to have you at Gamescom next month. So swing on by.
Oh man.
And as a final segue, La Fogata. So as you've noticed, Andre is here. Andre's our regional community
Andre licked
strategist.
his
You might not know
ear.
what that means, but you can piece it together by the words. He and the team focus on the regional parts, not just, here we are, the English speakers. There's plenty of people around the world, hopefully watching right now, from plenty of different regions, and we want to be thinking about you all the time. So that's Andre's
they're
focus.
thinking
So
of
he's going to be
me
talking to
all
us
the
about
time.
La Fogata. I do want to just mention, if any of our Spanish community is watching, as we talk about this, we were all super, super saddened to see what happened in Venezuela. We're with you. We're thinking of you, and anything we can do to help us.
Ooh.
We love you, Venezuela. And
Trim, I need you to calm down.
without further ado, Andre, take it away.
Thank you, Eric. Hello, friends.
Hi.
So, as Eric said, we have a lot of regional players around the world for Dead by Daylight. And what we want to do going forward with the community live streams is to take some time and introduce you to the regional updates. So this time, again, we're talking about La Fogata. And it is an annual event, in-game event that we have to
What are they
celebrate
covering
our
right now?
Spanish-speaking community. This year we had
Nothing
a couple of
about the
community quests,
game, really. Just a whole bunch of like
that
community
you, our
stuff.
players needed to work together
And the
in order
art
to
contest. Also, hi,
unlock some
Iko.
rewards. You have
Hey.
the badge for the Condo, which represents South America, and a badge for Iberian Wolf, represents Spain.
They
So
did talk about the summer
to
event,
get
but we
this
already
out
know
of the
about the
gate
summer event.
straight away, we admit that the numbers, for survival goal were a bit low, especially in comparison with how high the number for killer hooks was. So on the last day of the event, we had ourselves a bit of a thriller, so to speak, because we still had a couple of million of hooks left in order to unlock the reward. And this is where I want to show you a quick clip of our DBD creator, Agustin Unoplay Ocho. Let's take a look.
Nos faltan colgar solamente 3 millones de Survivor, Virgo. 3 millones de Survivor y cumplimos como la comunidad de LATAM. Se los comento yo porque, claro, yo tengo una responsabilidad porque soy el streamer latanesco. Uno de los streamers de LATAM. Y bueno, nada, quedemos bien, gente, y cuelguen a los super...
So with this, with this
He's
hype,
cute.
with this
He's cute.
wowing up the players, shout out to Agustin, shout out to Rimac Games from Spain, Agustin obviously from Argentina, to all the creators around the world, and of course to you, our players.
That's cool.
Thank you so much for getting together and achieving this goal and crushing the number and getting the reward. We also wanted to share with you a couple of cool regional artworks. we
Bitch,
had.
is
So
that
you can see
Dwight?
the condor that I mentioned before for the badge. And if you're wondering why Dwight and Trapper are chilling, enjoying marshmallows, is because La Fogata actually means, the campfire in Spanish. So hence the artwork of them chilling by the
Yes,
fire.
I'm still here. I'm just watching the
so
stream.
Again, go back to
No, I'm tired.
the
So if I'm
initial
not
goal
talking right now,
target.
I'm just watching the stream.
For the hooks, it was a bit high. And, we didn't adjust the number in the process. We could, but we didn't because we didn't want it to undermine your immense effort that you put already into achieving this goal. And again, despite the fact that the initial target was a bit overestimated, you still crushed it. So congrats on that. That said, going forward in the future community quests, we will make sure that we distribute the goal numbers evenly between survivors and killers, so it's not as easy or simple to achieve from one side or the other. And also, we'll make sure that the
I didn't even know
goals
there
are
was
challenging,
a
but
community
achievable.
goal. I don't know.
As much as we enjoyed the thriller of getting the goal smashed
What
on
a
the last
comeback,
day,
too. Yeah, that was crazy.
It was a nail biter.
we're gonna make sure it's a bit more fair going forward. To wrap things up, I just wanted to say, we are really interested in what you think about La Fogata as an event. We're looking forward to your feedback. For our Spanish-speaking friends specifically, we're going to have a dedicated post on DBD Spanish socials. So after the stream, hop in, share your thoughts. What did you think about the event? We're already starting working, on the next year. So share your thoughts of what
I
you
love
would
that
like
they're
to see
doing
there,
this.
maybe rewards.
When is this event?
And
The La
we're
Fogata?
interested in
I
your
hope I
thoughts
said that
there.
right.
So again, after the stream, hop on the
I think it
socials and share
already
your feedback.
happened. I think it already
And,
happened.
Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you so much.
Since
you
we
so
hit
much for
it, you
breaking that
can
all down
claim
to
the
us, Andre.
badge. I think there was a
So
badge
now
and a
we're gonna go ahead
banner.
and transition over to our
You claim it in your
gameplay update
inbox.
segment with Mandy, Matthew, and Diego, which you all were going to be super normal about.
So if you haven't already, check your inbox. Ooh, gameplay update. Ooh. I hope they talk about sandbox modding, but I know they're probably not. That's not coming out until like late 2027, but I am a little optimistic. Maybe they'll talk about it, but are we looking at an exit gate? Do we think it's exit gate related? I wonder what it's gonna be. Oh my god. Besties, thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate y'all. Oh, right when I say it. Way can Dwight finally have not a Speedo cosmetic. He's just so, I don't know. He's like a teddy bear. That's like me seeing a thong on a teddy bear. I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now Ace was like the perfect contestant to have a Speedo, have his, thighs out. True, like, no, I'm being dead ass. That is my baby. I love my Dwight. I still haven't P100'd him. 100? P100? I don't know. I think right now he's approaching 90, but I don't know. He's just a baby. Literally. Bestie, you're right. Maybe if he had some cute little swim trunks. Actually, I think he does. But they're not cute. I think I remember them being like green and yellow. I don't know. I haven't met P88 before. I've been procrastinating him. Honestly, yeah. I think my mains, quote unquote, I think I have my mains because they feel like sentimental to me. Like it's very nostalgic of when I first started playing DBD. So that's why I usually put the most points into them, into Dwight and Nancy. Because I'm like, oh, if I don't and I forget, I'm gonna like, in my brain, I'm gonna be like, damn, you done forgot where you came from. Like, you need to step your cookies up. Like, what are you doing? Like, you need to go back to where you started, So, I don't know. I guess that's why I really put my points into, what the fuck are you doing? Yo, there's a cat in my room and he's going through my backpack. Hold on.
My name is Pink and I'm really glad to meet you.
Okay, I'm back. Hold on, wait a minute. Bestie, thank you so much for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate you. Thank you. I want to get Nancy to 100. She's only at 55. My Nancy is at I think she's at P30. Dead by Daylight, is everything okay, BB? Do you want me to do the exit gate? Oh.
And we're back. Hi,
Oh.
everybody. Welcome. And please, big warm welcome for Matthew
Hi again.
and Diego.
You.
Happy. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
I was saying you were avoiding it, but you were unsuccessful.
Yeah,
Hello.
sorry. I'm gonna
Low-key,
say
I love that man. Ooh.
I can't help it. Dog is gonna kill me later. So here we are with the gameplay section. So I'm gonna be handing
Somebody needs to turn her mic up.
And we're gonna be talking about live design.
Yeah.
So this is a chapter release. Generally speaking, we don't do live balance changes for a chapter. That was the announcement we did previously. The reality is sometimes we need to, or we should, or it's a good idea to always be flexible for this kind of stuff.
live games.
So generally speaking, I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between expectations for live balance on a chapter versus mid-chapter, For a chapter, it's going to be more dependent on emerging needs. So this is, we're seeing stuff players are doing or interactions or changes in overall performance that we're not happy with, or we need to prepare for an upcoming mid-chapter. So this is the types of smaller changes we're going to do. Very, very small in scale and only when needed. When you say small in scale, we're not looking at reworking mechanics or adding or removing functionality. It's really just small numerical changes.
So no new systems or anything like that.
Wait,
right.
what are we talking
That's right.
about?
It's focusing on higher risk concerns and quality of life changes.
I got ADHD. I'm sorry.
And as always, not intended to shake up the meta in a meaningful way.
Not on a.
It's just the community stream, so it's not like they're bigger streams
That's right.
where they talk about major stuff.
mid-chapters.
So it's kind of like,
It's going to be much bigger
second
in
thought
scale,
stuff.
and we're looking to be more and more impactful in this regard. Primarily killer and perk balance. Not only those two things, but definitely primarily.
Of course.
And we're expected to do bigger impacts on the meta, right? So this is, when we say meta, of course, we don't mean
They're
what's
not.
best, we mean what players are playing most. So this is an attempt to diversify what players are experiencing a little bit more. And then also, we're going to start focusing more on different aspects of gameplay. So that could vary from, is there too much gen focus? Is there too much healing focus? Is there not enough hook-on-hook interactions? Is there not enough end game play? So we're going to focus changes around similar mechanics to give players an opportunity to explore a little bit more. And that's what we're trying to do in general.
Huh?
That's right. That's right. So, perk changes.
Oh, they trying to
Primarily
Wait.
based on community feedback and then perceived over/under performance. So more often than not, it's going to start with our players complaining or our players.
You know what? I get
overly
what they're
excited.
talking about now.
We'll talk to, we have the outside people we work with.
They're
we have
switching
content
up how
creators
they're
who
gonna
give
like-
us information and feedback. So that's where
Let
it
me
starts.
figure out how I want to word
They flag
this.
issues, they flag concerns. We try to be data driven in the sense of, does the data confirm or deny what they're saying? If it doesn't match up, that doesn't suggest there isn't a problem. It means maybe the problem isn't as obvious as you think it is. So then we explore and we try to find newer,
Wait, Loki, they're clocking.
better explanations for where players are experiencing friction
They're
points.
It's not
clocking.
just one thing. It's not just data. It's not just sentiment. It is a combined mix of
That's right.
everything.
That's
Yeah.
right. For this update, as I said before, limited to just tunables. So these are just numerical changes. We got buffs and we have some nerfs. For the buffs, on the killer side, we're looking at buffing, Call of Brine, Save the Best for Last, and Nurses
Why
Calling.
are we buffing a nurse's calling?
The numbers.
Sure.
Do we need the numbers? I can't read them with my glasses on. Okay, so nurses calling, that's going to be regardless of the health state, the healing is shown. So if we remember, there was a change and a bug fix recently, and with the feedback from the bug fix, it caused us to rethink how we want that perk to work more than anything else.
Exactly.
Call of Brine, this will increase the time of regression from 70 seconds to 90 seconds. And what else have we got? I
No.
don't have save the best for last numbers.
No?
No.
Well, you'll see in the patch notes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Last I checked, we were doing a playtest earlier today. It's still a little bit in flux. For survivor buffs, there's quite a few, but not as many as you might think. Apocalyptic Ingenuity, Adrenaline, Clean Break, Moment of Glory, Repressed Alliance, and Technician.
They're
These
buffing
are
adrenaline
all
and
getting
oh,
small.
I
small
used that
tweaks.
first perk.
Got those. I've got some of those anyway. So apocalyptic
Elliptic
ingenuity. We don't get me to say these words.
It's where you
My
can rebuild
dyslexia
a
is
palette.
verbal as well as written. It's now 2 chests and 4 seconds. Was the next one?
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline. Okay, that's actually going back to the way it used to be. So the haste is now increased back to 4 seconds from 3 seconds. The exhaustion will remain at 40 seconds.
That's right.
So I think that's because it got hit a bit with diminishing returns,
right.
that sort of thing,
That's right.
wasn't it? Yeah. And clean break, that is going to be 45 seconds broken instead of the 60 seconds.
Oh, that's cool.
So that one I've got. And Repressed Alliance is the generator block time, I think, is increasing slightly.
Yeah, just not much, but again.
The
I
slight
do not
increase,
use
yeah.
Slight increase.
technician.
All right.
What
so
about
now
te-
debuffs.
Oops. Oh, okay.
If you're concerned that there's more survivor buffs than killer buffs,
Oh,
just wait a
watch
moment.
this. Watch this.
So for debuffs on the killer side, it's really just one.
I added more.
Can you guess?
Oh, did you?
Oh.
Oof.
Sorry.
You get me in trouble now. Nowhere to hide.
Yeah. So that's down to 18
Chlorophobia,
meters from
clock
24
it.
meters.
Good.
I'm going to be
Claustrophobia?
affected by that one. I'm sorry.
Coulrophobia.
Chlorophobia.
Yeah, I couldn't say it either. That's going to heal 30% slower. It's currently 50% slower on live.
Wow.
And Thrill of the Hunt.
That's going to be each stack is going to be 10%. So I think that was down from 12.
From 12.
From 12.
12.
This is a temporary one.
Where's
Yeah.
well, okay?
Yeah.
What's the debuff on nowhere
We're going to
hide?
have bigger changes for this in the next mid chapter, but this goes back to what Matthew was
Ivy.
saying by identifying an emerging need. We're noticing this a
baby,
lot
you're
on
getting
live right
loud.
now and how problematic this is becoming. So to get ahead of it, we're going to reduce the numbers just for this patch,
Yo, this is
and then
really
it's going to get
like
a bigger change in the mid chapter.
This is another good example of we know
And then
it may
he's
or may
alone.
not have more interactions with the killer being released. So we want to
Yeah.
get ahead of, needing to affect the killer when it's really just a global
the
problem
perks.
that we should be improving
Yeah,
sooner rather
agreed.
than later.
Are they talking about Terrifier when he comes out?
So, survivor debuffs.
Oh,
There's 3,
oh.
and I think most players are going to be excited. I'm going to say it before I show it. Small numerical changes.
Excited.
Don't expect a lot.
Oh.
But
okay.
that just because we're doing it now doesn't mean we're not going to further change them in the future. This is just getting them ready to
I don't
see
know
where
why
we
they're
need to
changing
take
nowhere to
them
hide.
in future releases.
Exactly.
Sprint Burst, Deliverance, and Vigil.
Yeah. So
No.
Sprint Burst,
No.
50% haste for 2 seconds
No.
instead of the 3 seconds.
No. No. No.
Vigil is going to be from 66
To
to
44.
40%, isn't it?
Oh.
Think
Down,
it's-
down to 40.
Oh.
I think 40.
It's in flux.
It's in 40,
We're still
44%.
playtesting.
We'll fight over it and see who wins. And Dali.
Yo, that's my fucking.
Everybody knows on the
bill.
team that I always play with Dali, so it's like I've been
That's why we
teased
nerfed
about
it.
this. That's exactly it.
That's
I'm
my
never telling
fucking
them my
bill.
perks again.
That's literally
Your
my
Boken
fucking
now
bill.
twice as long, so 120 seconds with Deliverance.
Now, that's for this release.
Yeah.
We're going to have had 2 chapter releases in a row.
Yeah.
We skipped an entire mid chapter. That means the changes we planned for diminishing returns got delayed. But those resources were kept. The general resources we had for the live team, we still did all the work on our side. There were other constraints for why we couldn't do a mid chapter release. But we can start teasing some future changes. This is going to be for the release after this chapter. I'm not going to name specific perks. I just want to give everyone an idea of the amount of change that's coming.
Yeah. Here we
So
go.
next release, there's going to be no killer update. And I know we have a lot of killers that need updates. The original intention was to have phase 2 of Blight's rework here. And we had a design for it. It was more of a side grade than anything else based on his performance. Just really to change, which add-ons are more or less popular, stuff like
should not
that, be a
have
little
went
bit more
live.
flexible in the future. But we looked at the impact we expected that to have versus the delays for changes post diminishing returns. we didn't think it was going to be impactful enough. So we decided to put Blight aside
Bitch,
for
they're
now.
nerfing sprint
do
burst.
More perks, 45
Yeah.
or more perks. We're still in the process of getting the work done, seeing how long it takes, playing with our bandwidth. This number probably expected to grow by a little bit more already, but that's a lot. It's a lot coming all
It's
at
gonna
once.
be
And that's more than just number changes,
instead
isn't
of
it?
3
That's right.
seconds of
A lot
haste,
of
you
these
get
are
2,
reworks.
and they're nerfing
It's
vigil
about
as
even
well.
between killer and survivor. It's split between general perk updates and diminishing returns. Obviously, I just said it a bunch of times, we're late with bigger changes for diminishing returns. This will not be the last diminishing returns based update. We might not always say it's a diminishing returns focused update, but now diminishing returns is a permanent part of what we take into consideration when we're doing these balance changes. The general perk updates is simply a lot of the general perks that are unlocked for new players don't see use, and they don't see use for a good reason. They haven't been updated in a long time, a lot of them. They were made for a game that was completely different, 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
It's DBD has evolved, the players and how they like to play have evolved. We want to help new players get up to speed and feel the game as it should be sooner.
burst.
So, general perks, no debuffs. The perks being touched are all getting side graded or better.
That's good.
Some are being reworked from the ground up, so they'll be completely different and more in tune with the current reality of the game. And they'll be modernized for the current state. For the diminishing return changes, about 2/3 of them are buffs. So there are some perks that don't interact with diminishing returns at all because of the nature of their design. They're being overused right now, or they're feeling egregious to players on either side. Those are being taken down, but far and wide, the majority of changes we're making are buffs.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not. There we go. Debuffs are mostly effects that interact less with diminishing returns.
What the
And
fuck?
that's it. That's all that's on the horizon for live balance for now.
Oh,
No?
no,
No, is it something
we
else?
Those are
gotta
the
want to
perks,
mention
yeah.
something about the unhook protections.
Yes. So we're making a change to unhook protections at the end of match, or just in general. And
In
then
general.
especially
End of
for
the
the end.
match.
Especially for the
In
end.
in-game?
Yeah. So what we're basically doing right now, you get the haste, endurance, off the hook. It's 15 seconds. We're knocking that back down to 10 seconds.
Oh.
But you will also have elusive off the hook. That will allow players
Oh.
to be able to get away from the hook, to be
Whoa.
able to avoid that area of tunneling. But it means that you won't be able to weaponize.
If you play killer, none
So
of your aura is
We're
gonna
going
work.
to try
in
it with that
in-game.
to see how
None
that
of your aura.
impacts. The elusive, though, is not going to be active in endgame.
That's
Oh, never mind. I
but
take
the
it back.
10 seconds.
The 10 seconds
Is going to be.
Yeah, 10 seconds haste and
Oh, off the
endurance is
hook.
going to be there in endgame, but no elusive.
but
Oh.
elusive. That means, like Mandy said, less weaponizing, especially in endgame.
Yeah.
You want to go in for those last minute rescues. You want to make the altruistic play, but it's not going to be as easy or as free as it feels
Yeah.
currently.
It was 15 seconds. We identified how far a survivor could get with the haste and the endurance of the 15 seconds, and it was quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit much.
Yeah. And then I think, what? Nah. Go on. You can say it.
Say what?
MMR.
Woo!
We've got that coming up for
Yes,
release.
that's another thing that's in the works.
Yeah.
I can't speak a lot about it, but MMR and how it's calculated is not going to be purely based on kills anymore. So this
Block
is a big
it.
change.
Block it.
There's a lot going into it
It's gonna be
We
chase
already
based.
have parts
I
of it.
already know.
in the game, not affecting
Like, whether you
win the
players
chase or
doesn't
not.
affect
anyway,
players. No,
but just so we can collect data and see the impact it's going to have when we push it live.
it's just on our back
Yeah.
end
What
systems.
the
but
fuck?
More
we
on-
should have more before the release. on
Bro,
that.
that's right,
they're
more before
fucking
the
my
release.
brain,
In
bro.
PTB, I don't think we use MMR at all.
No, we don't use
So-
that in PTB. So it's going to be for the live release. So you can expect to hear more from in New York in the August
That's right.
live stream.
August.
Thank
Good.
you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matt.
What?
Not going to talk about MMR either, so yeah, all safe.
Well, you can if you want.
Well, okay, let's start. So, let me tell you everything.
What?
Now, so yeah, we're transitioning into a single thing from UX that we're very stoked about it, very happy about it. And I must stress out that a lot of times, well, with the UX team, we have been able to accomplish this or that, but I must stress that in this case,
Yeah, Nick is
wasn't
gonna have
all-
to explain
only
this
the
because
UX
I'm like,
team, the cooperation between
think I
all
slow.
areas of the DVD was amazing, including work here from Papi Matt.
Oh God, two
So,
pappies. I can't cope.
I'm not going to call myself Papis. I need to do it to someone else.
Okay, I'll call you Pappy.
Oh,
So,
what the fuck?
at the information of the killer in a key actions manner on the match details. So you
Yeah.
could check what the
Bro, they
killer power
freaked
was
out.
all about while playing, and we saw
Not
that
okay,
it was
Granny.
used by a lot of people
Shit, the MMR made them really hot at. I don't know.
to a situation
They
where
hot.
it was your first time.
BB, your mic is going in and out.
So that's what we wanted, and we wanted to keep helping people to learn and remember, even during a match. However, that was only for something else. We couldn't communicate at that moment.
Oh, girl. Somebody
has
keep
meant
playing
that
with his volume
someone-
slider.
For instance, me want to learn about killer power, being killer main. It's super interesting always for me to be trying different stuff.
Let's see what the Kursu is
And
all
what
about.
we have, it's something that
and then you see
it
all this
works.
shit.
But as we evolve, we start seeing that we needed to improve the way we communicate stuff. So we have that tooltip, and after reading a couple of paragraphs, some people like me would end up having a very hard time to understand. Favorite.
Bro.
So we don't want to keep just telling you what the killer power is about. We're not going as strong as to say that I just missed one text there, but it doesn't matter. We need to provide. So we are going to tell and show. So let's roll. Oh, there it is. Of course, I had all this prepared.
You had
So,
it
yeah,
all
this is only for
prepared.
comedic effect, you know?
Yeah.
I love to put on a show. So now let's go. So we are having this new section for each single killer from now and for
Ooh.
any future killer, where we are detailing on separate little key aspects.
Oh, this is great.
What the power is all about. We want to present things in a way that's easier and more enjoyable.
This is great. Because
For you
I
to
can't
learn
read.
about the killer from a killer perspective and from a survivor perspective. And the start of the show is not
Y'all, somebody keep playing with
for
his
you to
volume
think how
slider.
to
Don't mind
use
him.
what is there, but the video. So as you can see on the pic here, we have shown things that the pic can do. but
Doja
also
can
what
finally play.
survivors could do to remove the
I
trap.
was there. I was there in the
Uh,
stream.
This is also accessible from any
Oh
lobby.
my god.
That means that if you're a survivor, you don't need to
Her
leave
giving up
your
though is
lobby for
valid.
matchmaking or not. To you can jump directly while you're on the lobby
Hi
to
Kiwi.
keep
Hello.
learning about the killers, and you can see the extended
Bro.
information that we added to the game a couple of streams ago, a couple of updates ago, where you can learn and remember what some keywords were. In this case, we're displaying there, for instance, hinder and killer instinct. So another thing that we need to share with you is that killers, yes, have the access there, but also they can access this section directly clicking on the killer power.
Oh,
For the people that are observant,
nice.
maybe you already noticed that the tooltip now is not this strong, long descriptive list, but it's surfacing the same information that we
I
are
like
putting
that
out
lobby
there on the match
background.
details. So what we want to accomplish is for you to be able to, on a first glance, understand, let's say, this. To say, okay, this is the power, kind of like, what is it about? But if you want more information, you can click on that, or click on the official, let's say official access. Those
The
words.
perks? Wait, what's his build? I mean, it don't make sense, but
See all there is about and to understand the condition, to understand the triggers, and also how to counteract it. So we hope this is going to be not only a place to learn, not only something to share with your friends and new players, but also an enjoyable tool for content creators.
they need to
for
redo the
expert
tutorial
players,
for this game.
anyone that want to just embrace what a
Yeah, that's great. And it's good for our content
Hi,
creators when they've
Hummus.
got a lot of people, new people in their chat, trying to explain what each killer is, especially if you're playing Survivor
And that shit is
and
annoying.
you
People
don't
come in
play
the
killer,
chat.
because we do have a lot of players that
Don't forget,
play
you
one
can-
side
you
and not
can
the other.
take your
So it's kind of
asshole
good
out of
that
your
they can
butthole
actually
and-
have
and
that
use it as
visibility
a-
and then
as a
have that
slingshot.
understanding, especially when it's a new killer and you haven't had, and you know, for example, you know what it's like when you play a new killer. You see the killer all the time in the lobby. That killer is the most played. It's natural. So it's kind of good that as a survivor, then you can open up when you're in the lobby and say, okay, I know we're going to have a lot of X killer. So let me have a look what the power is and practice for next match when you've been steamrolled and it's in another match. Yes, that's happened to me a lot recently.
You're right, and what is funny?
Why is she
people
doing
have asked
this?
me about this, but I have played Oni more than once. I'm not good at Oni, but I have played. And when we were working on this, suddenly just checking the description and doing stuff. Does this and that. And it's like, when I have been playing
Yeah.
so long, I didn't know there was a difference in
Yeah.
Oh,
all
it's
the
his
description
mic.
and everything. So it was like,
Thank you for the likes.
now, so I hope this is a moment of realization also for a lot of people and your thoughts and how we should go forward, because as anything, as
Did you just
everything we
call
have
this
done,
lady
we want to
Dolly
keep
Parton?
improving and making the game more enjoyable and more interesting for all of you.
This is why we say you should play both sides. Would we be able to provide more context on the decision to debuff coulrophobia?
So sure, we understand that they're not the most common perks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now it's doing. Oh, it's just
And then
everybody
we
mic.
look at data to kind of lead us and try to have the perks
Oh, girl, they need to fix the
problematic
stream.
in and of themselves. They're problematic when paired with other certain things.
Bonnie Tyler.
I'm not going to
Who
get
is
into
that?
it
Hold on.
to a great deal. Higher MMR brackets, we're seeing certain builds that are a little bit more egregious.
Certain play
And
styles.
Certain play styles that are, a little.
Can I be blunt? Can I be blunt?
Well, you can.
I can be blunt. Basically, coulrophobia because of the egregious slugging builds, and it's
Block it.
it's being used a lot in that. We're recognizing that as a very unfun play
Block
style,
it.
and something that isn't planned for what we
For-
want for played.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nowhere to hide. I hinted at it. There's some interactions already. We know that.
Oh.
We have similar expectations with the new killer who's
Yeah.
coming up later in the present. Starting to pair together a little bit unhealthy.
Girl,
Hi,
I just searched up Bonnie Tyler. Oh, BB, MC, you need to go to jail.
You're a nowhere to
No,
hide
not
nurse, aren't you? Okay. Well, both, thank you both very, very much. As ever, you'll have
Why
these
didn't they
changes in the
touch up on that
PTB.
more?
Please test them
Yes.
and let us know.
Wait.
We are there for the feedback. A lot more.
Sound good?
And MMR.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Going
you,
to
everyone.
hand over to the Grimoire section now.
Wait, so when does the
thanks
shit
all.
come out? When does the PTB come out? Y'all kept going in and out. Y'all kept going in and out, in and out. I could barely understand. I was understanding every fifth fucking word. No, not even that. Every 10th word. I could not understand. Low key, okay, all of that, the buffs, the debuffs, they're doing all of this shit because of the new killer, because of probably Terrifier. And did they announce another killer that was coming out? Probably not, but they're definitely doing all of this because of the new killer. I like this stuff. I do. My sprint burst. My sprint burst, Vigil. Oh my god. I can't. But I do kind of understand why they are nerfing Sprint Burst, because when I run Sprint Burst Vigil, I use Sprint Burst and the killer would literally just stop chasing me. So having 1 second less of it, I understand. I understand. And trust. Maybe August. I need to put that, let me see. What day? How far away is that? Oh, bitch, next month. Oh. Well, next month, we're gonna be on the PTB. And so what do y'all think of this? I couldn't even hear what he was saying about nowhere to hide. Talking about it synergizes. What does nowhere to hide synergize with? I'm trying to think. I mean, it would just be with other aura perks, no? Let me just ask the locker because I know they heard it. I wonder what his power will be. Not gonna lie, literally OMG, I'm gonna faint and end up in a coma because of Vigil. I know. From 66 to, is it 66 on purple? Or uncommon or whatever? I think it is. From 66 to 44. That's a 20%. That's 20%. Or I guess 22%. I don't know, that's crazy. What did they reveal? A lot of buffs, killer buffs, Survivor,
Hi everyone,
a whole bunch
Anya
of stuff.
here.
Oh,
We're here to talk
Sabrina.
about the Grimoire today, and it's very exciting because we're not just here to talk about the Grimoire as, you know, the whole process we've had this past year of making a chapter with you. We're here to talk about the
I love
Grimoire
her.
as our upcoming chapter. The next chapter you're going to get to experience in the game now, the Curse of Sin. It's a big transition. We have a lot to show you today, a lot of exciting things. But first, we want to start by thanking you. You know, you've been with us for over a year now, building this chapter. You've been with
It's
us, you know,
giving
one vote at a
Terrifier,
time, helping
might
us,
be 110.
you know,
It's giving
create the Judgment, create Aurora, bring 2 new characters to life. And I think it's fair to say that there wouldn't be a Judgment without you. There wouldn't be Aurora without you. We wouldn't have the Hopeless Exile. These are things that you made possible and that we're bringing to life in the Fog. So very, very exciting. A couple of things
I'm
to
tweeting
note.
that.
You'll get to test the new content very, very soon. The PTB is coming early August, so you'll get to try all of that. Everything we've worked on
Ooh.
for a year with you. But on top of that, we'll start rolling out some content as early as next week. So stay tuned. A lot of things to show you, and maybe you'll even get an early look at the content of the chapter. So very, very exciting things. But we'll start with a bit of an update on the progress we've made so far, because the last update was part of our blog post. You know, we had a stream before that. We've really wanted to show you all the work we've had behind the scenes. And today we get to do that, not only as, you know, all the work we've put into the Grimoire, but you're going to get pretty much an early look at the chapter. You know, you get an early look at all the content we've worked on and all the content that you made possible. So we're gonna start, and we're gonna start with a very familiar face that you've seen on our stream for the Grimoire. We're gonna start with Jeff, our senior game designer, to talk about gameplay.
Yes, my favorite bald man.
I'm not really sure like how close.
We'll get used to it. We'll get used to it. It's part of it.
Wait, I have to move like this with the mic.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful with the mic.
Very
But we'll figure it out.
Sure.
And we're going to start with some gameplay updates, and then we'll pass it off to Daniel, our senior technical designer.
Ego,
to
you're
talk
so
a bit about
right.
add-ons.
Wait.
Very exciting things. So Jeff, please take it away.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say again, as Amia said,
I
thank you
love
so
him
much
'cause
for
he just
being with
really
us
loves
throughout
his
this whole
job.
very exciting ride.
Like
And
he's
I'm
knowledgeable.
super happy because today you'll get to meet a lot of different people, including Daniel. He'll be talking about the add-ons, but I don't know if you want to say hello first because it's your first time.
Yeah, I'm super nervous, but really excited to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
I think it's cool. The more people, the better, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people that work on this with us, and it's so important that everyone gets to see like how many talented colleagues we have.
Yeah,
So-
and a little teaser, you'll get to meet a lot of new people today. We're gonna have a full couch.
Yes.
Oh,
You're gonna
nice.
get to meet a lot of new people, so it's gonna be exciting.
There's a lot of
You're gonna
white
see
noise
a
in
lot
the
of different
background.
facets, so stick around. Okay, so gameplay update. That's my. They're very cool, by the way. So, again,
thank you.
Stick around.
The stream, y'all.
So for the judgment, so the killer, around this time, it's really about fine tuning the balance. You know, all the speed curves that we have, and you know how long the pillar lasts. Sorry, I'm hearing a lot of.
Daniel's mic.
Oh.
Let's switch mics.
Oh, nice. Oh, babe, that wasn't the issue.
Backtracking. This is Dan. Dan worked on the add-ons. Very cool guy, and he's going to tell you more about himself afterwards. But for now, let's focus on the gameplay for the judgment. So at this stage, we've been focusing on fine-tuning the balance, notably, you know, the speed curves when you're using your power, when you come out of it, the cooldowns, and all of these things. Also, we've had a lot of playtesting because that's very important, and one of the things that we found is that the survivors felt the killer was able to, what we called internally, perform the insta-fling. And what that means is essentially you would charge up your Ray of Retribution, and the moment it was on a survivor, you would just cast it, and that would instantly injure them. And that had the result of people not really having a lot of fun. So, yeah. What we ended up looking at for that is adding a small delay before it actually becomes lethal, and to further encourage the
Vecna
judgment
does that
players to
goodbye. I
lean into
know,
this
Vecna
whole
and,
controlling phase that we have for the Ray of
Yeah, his
Retribution.
skulls.
Made it so that the longer that you control it, the shorter that delay gets, and right now we also have the because once you cast it, it has a certain lifetime. And if you control it for long enough, that lifetime will actually be longer than if you just insta-cast it. So far, the results of that have been really, really positive. I think we've been having a lot of fun with it. Of course, we have some really funky add-ons that we tested as well, but, you know, more on that after.
Yes, very soon, very soon. But I think it's so good because you get to see too. It's not something we show a lot for regular chapters, but you get to see the amount of fine-tuning that really is involved in, you know, building a chapter.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have a whole list of changes I could share. You know, if you guys want to put it there, like people could see everything I've done, because that list is long as.
I like
anyway.
Vecna. He's fun to
And yeah,
play
the Hopeless
and play
Exile,
against for me.
Obviously, internally, we have a lot of different skill levels. We have veteran players, we have more newer players, we have average players, and they're all very important to fine-tuning, right? Because one player's experience does not invalidate another's. And so for the Hopeless Exile, one of the main feedback that kept on coming back is that survivors felt the hazards were too frequent, where they felt like even if they were dodging, it was pointless because they would just get hit. And
Exactly.
I have a video in the next slide that I'll show, but you'll have a comparison between the prototype and what it is now. And I think even the video, it's not even the latest numbers because the video is, was recorded a couple days ago. But basically in the prototype, you see the hazards are like actually really, really aggressive.
Yeah.
And then now they're much less aggressive. And there's also a lot more rules to them because in the prototype, we just kind of like slap them together to make it work, which is what we do in prototypes. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop yapping. Let's look at videos. So on the left side, you have the prototype version, which you may have remembered seeing in the past. And on the right side is from, like I said, a couple of days ago.
Ooh.
And you can see I'm trying to like recreate the same kind of movement so that you can see that it's functionally the same. And it's just, it's been
That's
super
cool.
popular internally. People are having a lot of fun with it. And here, this is a
Ooh,
comparison
look
for
at
the Exile.
him.
So if you hadn't seen the Exile in action,
Look at how
well,
he
here it
teleported
is.
there.
So you can see the crystals that you collect with the artifact. You can see the hazards as well that are plummeting the ground and
I love
trying to
Dwight. I'm gonna
make
play
you die
Dwight today.
faster. And then if you compare it to the prototype, the frequency of them and how
Look,
precise
look, look,
they
look,
are
look, look.
is
I think they're gonna replay it.
much more different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go back again. I'm gonna try
They're gonna
clicker.
replay it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna play it again just so that in
Thank
case you missed it, because I didn't set it to loop because I'm too old. I don't know how that works. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
You were talking about the tweaking, the fine tuning. We were looking at the Hopeless Exile, and I think one of the things that's really good to see is that you want to. I think with the Hopeless Exile, you want to make it feel unsafe. You don't
yes.
want,
Yes.
survivors just,
Look,
having
oh,
fun
that's so
in there. You still want the
cool.
gameplay to be
Dwight, I
fun.
love you
Yes,
so
yes,
much.
exactly. And I think that's the nuance to have is that while it is
Look at
meant
the
to be a risky
sky.
environment that you don't want to stick around in,
That's it.
you also don't want it to be unplayable for players who may not have the same
I
experience.
don't know
level
why,
as more
but
veteran players.
This
think we've
looks
reached a
like
pretty-
it's gonna have
Pretty good middle ground. between the
Vecna
two.
Stranger Things
But
chase
anyway, that's
music.
where we're at, and as I said, playtesting
Like the
is
music in
continuing.
there needs to be
Actually, we have one
stressful
scheduled later
because
today
it
to
just
test some
at the
later
moment
changes
it
that
looks too
I'm not gonna
pretty.
tell you about. But yeah,
Surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
Surprise.
Yeah, I can't spoil everything.
No,
you know?
not
Like,
everything.
You've got to figure
No,
it out.
go ahead,
and,
BB, spoil it.
Experience things for yourself when it's
Yeah.
going to be available.
That's
I
it.
think that's a great part of like PTBs, right?
That's
Like
it.
seeing things and playing. it
Early
for yourself.
Trying and
August.
testing
Yeah.
and giving us your feedback as well and how you like it. So we're
Exactly.
gonna keep it for the PTB.
Me and Yasmin
Right,
are
well,
gonna be in
now
there.
It's your time to shine, Dan.
Okay, fine.
Oh wait, you need the clicker.
Oh,
We
yeah.
need to switch mics.
Yeah, hopefully I'm being picked up by the mic. If not, maybe we'll change.
Well, yeah,
But
we'll figure it out.
Looks like it's good. All right. So, yeah, as I said, it's the first time I'm on the stream like this, so super nervous but excited. So a little bit about me is that I'm getting a different mic.
Production is here to help.
Yes.
Thank you, production.
Yeah.
And we're
You
so
can
happy
just
to have
hold
you,
it.
Daniel. I know, like I
Yes.
mentioned today, we're getting to see a lot of new faces, and I think one of the great things about the Grimoire is that we get to show the work we do behind the scenes and all the faces that work on that content, and it's not an opportunity we get very often to do that. So the Grimoire is really exciting for that, and Daniel, so happy to have you. Please tell us more about the add-ons.
Yes, take it away.
Yeah, so am I being picked up now?
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, you're
All
good,
right.
you're good.
So yeah, a little bit about me is that I've worked since the start with Jeff on the prototype. So I've done a lot of the programming of the killer actually, and for the past few months I've been designing the add-ons. So that's also been really fun, and I'm very excited to be talking to you guys about it now. So let's see if we have the slide. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the process that goes on for add-ons. A little bit about how we've
Not
managed it
Ron
for the
Weasley.
Judgment chapter, and then we're gonna
He
have a
is
sneak peek
nervous.
at a
It's
few of the
cute.
add-ons themselves.
I would literally
So,
be acting
in
the same
general, when we
way.
do
But I wouldn't be talking, 'cause,
is that the initial paper designs come shortly after
There
the
will be a
prototype
dick in
is
my
done.
throat.
We're always thinking about add-ons
Mm-hmm.
as we go through play tests in that prototype phase. But of course, the main
Hi
base
Tyler.
hit
Hello,
is
hello. Hope
what
you're doing
matters most.
good.
But a lot
Wait,
of great
what? No,
add-ons
no, no,
come
you didn't
from
hear that.
those early play tests. Hey, what if the power does this? That would make a great add-on.
That's true.
And yeah, so then the implementation of them happens only after we
Stand
get
flop,
the main
stop,
killer power done.
stop.
So the play testing of it comes a little bit delayed. We focus on the main power, so we're always like a little bit behind on the add-ons. The next phase is doing a big narrative pass, so this is a fun challenge because we have so many terms in the add-ons that really refer to very specific, well, I guess developer terms. So
Listen,
when
Himbo,
we
that one
fling
is
the
mine.
power, or well, it becomes chaos.
Those are
and when
my
survivors get
calves,
sin,
okay?
we then replace a lot of sin with heresy. That's the new name. And where we are right now is
I
that
said
we're
jump.
wrapping up the balancing of it. Well, we still have a couple of play tests in.
Meet me
before it gets
outside,
in.
shit.
But yeah, we've done a ton of
Catch me
internal and
outside,
external
I'm
play
about to-
tests. We've passed the paper design.
Hold on, let me get my
among everyone.
my butter sock.
And yeah, that's the general process.
And like I said, there's some really funky ones. Just again, stick around. Stick around. Don't leave yet.
Yeah, we've gone a little wild, but we'll see how it works for PTB. So for this chapter, we're focusing on Divine Light as what add-ons affect, as well as expanding on Heresy, because...
Sorry, just what?
Oh
what
no,
is
yeah,
Divine
catch me
Light?
inside. Bitch is hot as
Oh,
fuck.
right. So Divine Light is, well, we refer to it as the pillar. So as you charge up Divine Light, you control it, and then you cast it. It starts to go in a straight line and damaging those heretics.
So for those of you who have been following the Grimoire for a long time, this is the Ray of Retribution. That's its official name is Divine Light. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify.
nice.
Oh, for sure. So I'm going to go back and forth between terms because we use them both.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the objectives was also to expand on heresy, which was sin before. And while you won't really see anything that affects exile itself, so the hazards, the beams that survivors encounter in exile, we're not affecting those, but we do have things that are going to affect when you exile and when survivors are rescued from there. We also decided to do things a little bit differently and try to avoid too many status effects. Usually add-ons always apply status effects. They're convenient for us to use, and it's already a known language with players. But yeah, we're going to try to focus on things that really change the power. And of course, wanted to experiment with synergies between the add-ons. I had to.
You know what?
God.
I love it. I live
Okay,
for
I get
puns. Mandy would be very disappointed, but I live for puns, so I love this.
I didn't even click until he actually said it, and now I'm just like.
And I was like,
Oh.
what he just said?
I-
And then I read
I
it.
might be
That was
driven off
really good.
stage. We'll see. So let's take a quick peek at some of the add-ons. We've got 7 of them to show, and keep in mind that some of these may change in numbers, maybe in behavior, but, well, we're waiting on you to test it out in PTB and give us that feedback. So, first, whenever a survivor blinds you, if they're a heretic, they become blinded themselves, and then they gain heresy. So what this means is, if those pesky survivors are blinding you, they're going to gain heresy. But if they have the audacity to do it again, they're going to become blinded themselves.
That's great. I love it.
I guess heresy is the sin.
Yeah, so is anyone a fan of bowling?
Yeah, actually, I would go bowling with my dad quite a lot. So yeah, I like bowling.
Well, that's great, because this one's going to be right up your alley. Because
Wait,
when you are
okay.
zealous,
I'm done.
you have a bit of a trade-off.
Thank you, production.
Yeah, so this is the bowling add-on. So when you become zealous, and this is the empowered state
Yep.
with a new name for it. So while you're zealous, you trade off half of that time, that duration, but you get the upside is that the Divine Light now breaks all
I love
breakable
that the
walls and
add-ons
dropped
are
pallets it passes through.
emojis.
And I want to specify, it breaks all of those objects.
Oh,
So I'm really looking forward to seeing your clips of how many things you could break. And here's a challenge,
Oh.
try to get a strike.
Can't wait to see that. Please, if you do, post that on socials. We want to see it.
Yeah.
That with
So the next one
that
is whenever
Oni
a
perk.
survivor gains heresy, then for the next 4 seconds, their aura is revealed to you. But in turn, your aura is revealed to them.
it's very
So,
personal.
yeah. Because it'll be a little bit of finger pointing whenever this activates. But keep in mind, this is whenever you gain heresy. So with that first add-on that inflicts heresy,
Hi, Dustin.
well,
Hello. Hi,
this is
Nat.
also going to be something that could synergize with it. And that's going to be a theme with some of these.
yes, the emojis are frying me in extra virgin olive
the
oil.
fourth one.
Okay.
So, for those who like to have some shenanigans in a match, this one is for you. So, whenever a survivor liberates another survivor from exile, so this is when somebody rescues them from the exile hook, then for the next 20 seconds, their terror radius, so your terror radius is reduced by 75%. Then your terror radius is copied to every single shrine of judgment, and you gain undetectable.
Okay, that's
So this terror
scary.
radius, there's going to be your terror radius, a mini one on each of these shrines whenever somebody is saved. And that, for the sake of perks, they all work. So I look forward to seeing what kind of builds you come up with.
I
And to-
cannot wait.
You know, there are 7 shrines, so that's a lot of terror radii
Yep.
at the same time.
Very, very scary. Very oppressive. You're never going to feel safe. Yeah.
So I think this next one's going to really take off. So while zealous, you increase the max lifetime of Cast Divine Light by 200%. That effectively triples its lifetime. Though it comes at a cost because this is quite crazy. It decreases the radius of divine light by 50%, so it's half the size. And the range that survivors could observe divine light's aura is extended by 200%.
Okay, so you would see it the
survivors
whole
will
time.
see that rocket ship you send, and
can't.
well,
I can't. It's too much. You didn't warn me about all these.
what am I doing?
Doing great. You're doing great.
All right. So if that one doesn't leave you coming back for more, this one will come back to you because WoW Zealous. So there's going to be a little bit of a minimum delay before it starts to have its hitbox active, but it will increase the max speed of Control Divine Light by 100%. It will increase the maximum speed of Cast Divine Light by 50%, and it will always be directed towards you.
August needs to hurry up.
While you are in that empowered zealous state, it's going to have a boomerang effect where it very quickly comes back to you. So I'm hoping
I'm using
you
that
find this
add-on
one catches
because I know I'm
survivors
not
off
going to be
guard.
good at aiming.
And then finally, the last add-on that we're going to be teasing is that Cast Divine Light now reflects off of the first 2 obstructions it would otherwise pass through. And when reflecting, it pauses for half a second before shooting off again.
Oh,
So
this on an indoor
this one is
map,
a little bit
lethal.
inspired by one of our earlier iterations in Prototype, where we try to make it bounce off objects.
Yeah, that was very, very early, actually. It was like before, for those of you who have been around for a long time, it was before we had the pillar, right? We had like the beam of light that went forward. And I think, I feel like maybe we had anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah, very early on we tested that and we moved away from it because of, I think
Hi,
it was
Teddy. Hello,
inconsistency
hello.
of the collisions,
Teddy.
right?
So some
Shamar. Hi,
disclaimers on
Shamar.
running this add-on. Well, our collisions aren't super great in the game.
Hi,
but,
Winter. Hello,
so this
hello.
one expect
I'm
things
making
to
lemonade.
come off at really bizarre angles once in a while. So this is not the most consistent add-on, but it is certainly the most chaotic one.
I want to try
So
it. That
for
add-on
those who
sounds
just
fun.
want chaos in a match, bring this. But
It sounds fun.
probably don't bring it if it's your first few times playing the killer. It really changes how you play it because normally it goes through collisions, but here it's going to prevent it going through those first collisions.
But I think this is great because it really gives you, opportunities to have fun with the power and with the killer. And like maybe at the beginning you get used to the power, you get used to the killer, and with time you get to try new
I
strategies.
did not see
So I
adrenaline
think we
getting
have
above.
a lot for players to work with here.
We also love chaos.
We do.
We
We love
know.
chaos.
So while that's all the add-ons that I have to show, I'd like to reiterate that we need your playtesting in the PTB because there are 20 add-ons and a lot of them synergize with each other, especially these 3 right here. So test all the combinations, go wild, tell us what needs to change, and we're listening.
Thank you, Daniel. This is great. I love that we got to see the process of like also, you explain a little bit how we make these. What's the really the process of it. The logic behind it, how narrative comes into it, and seeing the add-ons, I can definitely see how they fit.
I'm changing the title of
So,
the
can't
Twitch
wait.
to Sprint Burst is getting
Before I
nerfed.
move
Yeah.
along, very early on,
changing it
like
to
the
that.
older killers, it used to be the killer designer that would do the add-ons, the perks, the killer power, the score events, the achievements, the loading tips, and the list goes on. And I, as a couple-time killer designer, I want to say that having someone else, another designer, use their brain to find add-ons, so great. And it speaks for itself. Like, these are really cool.
We get to
Yeah,
have
they were
fun.
really
we get
cool.
to have fun. We get to go wild. So.
Yeah, it's been a really fun process, especially working with you and bouncing off all these ideas. Bouncing, okay.
I could sense a pun coming there, but enough. We've had enough puns. Just warning anyone who's going to be coming on the couch afterward, no more room for puns. But thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Daniel, for joining me today to talk about the gameplay, the add-ons.
Okay, it's been done.
Like you had said, Daniel, please try the PTB. Like I mentioned, early August. Let us know what you think. We want to know how you like these. We want to know more about, the gameplay and all of that, because that's really important to us. And I think with the Grimoire, we got to give you
Damn,
a little bit of a
Stanford.
glimpse of how we work behind the scenes. But
And then
now
you
that this is
automatically
going to be player
win.
facing, we're going to need to hear more about, how you feel about the gameplay and how does it feel when you actually get your hands on it. So please let us know. But yeah. Thank you. We're going to move on very shortly to talk about art. We have more visual to show.
Ooh,
And
love me some
yeah,
art.
Very, very excited. So thank you, Jeff and Daniel.
Thank you. Stick around. Don't
Hi,
leave.
Mr.
Yeah,
Cole.
don't leave.
welcome
We have
in.
more to show.
Yes.
We have more to show.
Nice, nice. Oh, oh my. Well, I can't wait for the grimoire, and I can't wait to see the killer. I'm just, damn, y'all. The sprint burst is getting nerfed. That's one thing. I thought they would never touch sprint burst. Like, wow, because they haven't touched sprint burst all this time. Like, I know I haven't been playing that long. I've been playing consistently for a year, but I started playing DBD a little bit over that. I didn't really get into it until, you know, like a year ago. Like, man, I want to see all the 45 perk changes. I do as well. They did say that they're not gonna be like, for the general perks, it's not gonna be like any nerfs. It's gonna be buffs. Cause girl, I wish they told us what Technician is gonna do. Cause that perk, low-key, that perk is not good. That perk is so not good. It definitely messes with all of the new things coming to the game. Yeah. It definitely does, like, that haste. I don't know, low-key it's giving Terrifier is gonna be 110. And Terrifier is gonna be 110, and they already know what it looks like when good survivors have sprint burst against a slower killer like y'all. And if they have Vigil and they have Ghost Notes, which makes you get your sprint burst a whole lot faster. So honestly, I just don't know. I need my sprint burst. But yeah. Yeah, who the fuck be using small game and premonition? Bestie, I had a game a few days ago and somebody was running premonition. They had like a looping build with premonition. True, and imagine going elusive too. Exactly. Honestly, that was kind of my build when elusive first came out. It was cross-examination, the sprint burst, vigil, and bond. And most of the time the killer would lose me. Like, because they would be tracking me with my scratch marks, and then my scratch marks would go away. So yeah, elusive is very strong. I miss Old Cross, but that's understandable. Old Cross examination, you will be loved. You will. So, damn, Sprint Burst is getting nerfed. I guess we're gonna know all of the nerfs
We're
next
back.
month.
I'm still here, you know, but I
Hey.
have some new faces with me.
Oh, hi.
Today, I'm joined by Jay, our Associate Art Director. Thank you for
Love
joining
that
us
man.
again. You're a familiar face on this stream. I'm also joined by Stephanie, our Senior Lighting Artist, and by Maryse, our
Not they
Senior
giving us
3D
cheap
Artist.
versions of
We're gonna
Off the
have a lot of
Record.
very beautiful visuals to show you today, but we're going to start with something very exciting with you, Jay. Do you want to tell us a bit more?
Thank you for having me. So today I wanted to give a glimpse at our Course of Sin collection. So we can, we've talked a lot about the killer itself, the gameplay around it, but we haven't talked so much about the actual cosmetic that comes with it. So I brought a little surprise to be able to show to the community, which is essentially our new banner.
Ooh, I want it.
Cosmetic that will be arriving shortly.
I want it.
So beautiful.
Players probably already remember these ones because these two were our winners of the vote that we done on cosmetic. So both very rare costume that we will have.
It's so cute.
I'm super happy by how the banner turned out.
Look at the
essentially.
killer.
And I didn't come just with the banner. I also would like to show some progress on the character themselves. So we have a look here at our 3D model for the very rare for Aurora. So again, keep in mind it's the same information we gave when we released the blog post
Yes.
previously, that these characters are still work in progress. At that stage, they are not rigged to a skeleton. So what we see here is really what we call a T-pose that showcase the character in a very neutral pose, because we worked quite hard to have the right material, have the right silhouette.
Hey,
have the
Lard,
right
hello,
look
thank you
of
for
the
your few
character,
pics.
the
Hello,
right
hello,
feel,
hello.
and all these elements. And afterward, we will rig that character to Aurora's actual skeleton, and we'll be able to bring her to life and give her facial expression and everything. So here we're giving a glimpse on the progression of how our model is advancing. We can see the concept on the left that was initially voted and how it will look essentially in the game.
So beautiful. But yeah, you got to polish all those little details because
Yes.
before you bring her to life. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and by looking at them in a very neutral environment like this, it allows us to focus really on the details and how they come up and how they react to lighting and all these elements. I didn't bring only Aurora today. I also have another surprise to show,
Please.
which is our Judgment
Oh,
model.
oh my gosh, she's
So
huge.
This one was really something. It has a lot of detail. It was super fun. to
She's
make. It was
huge.
quite a challenge as well. We had a lot of technical challenges to overcome with that one to be able to fit into the budget and all these elements and make sure that it works in the game.
Oh
So
my.
I'm very, very proud of how this one has turned out, and I really hope that the community will enjoy it and have fun with it.
Because that's a very
Do
ambitious
you look
design.
like
There's
a
so many
bad
things you need to
bitch?
take into
I sure
consideration
do.
when
What
you have
about
a
you?
visual like this one, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Girl, I guess the
cannot wait to be
undetectable
gaming
ain't
with
doing
it
shit.
in the
When,
fog.
when we knew that one was the winner, we really were, oh, damn, okay, they choose the complex one, right?
I
so
can't
we will have
360
to
that,
think about
girl.
how we make all these little ornamentals, details.
I
and
can't
how
even
we make them
360.
work
I can
together.
30.
It was a super fun
I
challenge.
can
I
30.
think with the Grimoire too, a lot of the things we had to do was problem solving, right? Because we get these votes and then we have to kind of go backward and like, okay, how do we make this work? You know, how can we bring this to life in the fog?
Hi,
How do we make sure
Tristan.
that this is
Hello.
going to be, the best it can be, so we can really meet the expectations of the players who voted for these designs. So there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Exactly, exactly.
We're watching the
All right,
community
so
stream.
That covers our section about our cosmetic look. So we really wanted to pass a little moment to show.
Y'all,
that
they're
to the
nerfing
community.
Sprint Burst.
Now we will go into Hopeless Exile.
They're,
So,
they
last time that I
they
was
said
here,
it. They're nerfing Sprint
I've
Burst.
showcased that concept at the previous time, and I explained a little
Ooh,
bit. the
Tristan,
art
thank you so
direction
much for the
around it of
popular
where we
vote. Thank
wanted to go.
you.
This idea that Hopeless Exile is really a realm where
It looks
the
so pretty.
survivor will face the divine sort of aspects.
Why?
Of
Because
paradise looking
of,
environment, but will also face the
new
cosmic
killers
horror
that are
who
coming
will
to the
get into
game.
That space, so have that reaction.
So they're
of
trying
something really, really
to
horrific mixed
tone
with
it
something
down.
Really, really pretty. So when we designed that first concept, it was really to drive the overall global.
They
mood
really
of that
did,
space
Lord.
and really give the direction of
I don't know
we
what
need
I'm
to go
gonna
for that.
do.
Today, what I want
Bitch, I
to
gotta
do,
learn how to
is
loop
to be able to go
now.
a little bit more in depth into how we actually made this concept into our actual environment element, because when we do environment, we usually start with a big concept like this that showcases the mood of the whole scenes, and then afterward we go into the details of the
It's
elements that
giving
we
the
have.
new
So
killers are
here
gonna
I'm
be,
showcasing two
they're gonna be
concepts,
slow.
that you've actually
That's what it's
probably
giving.
seen in Jeff's video before if you looked carefully. We have the Searcher's Pendant on the left and we have
Ooh.
the Exile the Soul on the right. So essentially the Searcher Pendant is the artifact that the survivor finds in Hopeless Exile the first time he gets there, that he picks up, and he uses that artifact to essentially absorb all these exile souls that are floating there. So when we do environment like this, we have multiple concepts
I
of all the little
wouldn't-
elements that we design
don't
in
know,
order
Tristan.
to be able to make them arrive in 3D. And that's where essentially Maryse and Stephanie comes in.
At
They
least
essentially,
Adrenaline got a buff.
take over all these concepts and build the environment itself. So Maryse was our artist, that was working on the environment itself, and Stephanie was our lighter artist that made all the Hopeless Exile lighting.
And there's a lot of work there to do because it's just a completely new environment, right?
Yes.
That players are going to get to be immersed in. So there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Exactly, and we can take a look essentially at how we've managed to build it. So we can jump on how essentially you build that environment.
Yes, so the first thing we wanted to say today was when we, as artists, get the concepts, so once the job of the concept and everything, they wanted to know exactly how to do.
Huh?
Our first thing is to define how we're going to make everything. So because there's always new ideas that comes in and new things to explore, and like in this case we had different challenge. As you said, it was a new environment, so everything was made from scratch. So when we received this, how can we make it an actual game? So if you want to change a slide, the way we approached this one, we were a bit limited. We didn't have any
I love
trees, we
seeing
didn't
stuff
have
like
anything
this.
to, variate the environment. So we wanted to make something that would be, make sure we didn't have any too much repetition. So we walk with something that was a modular kit, is what we call. So it's like Lego block that could brick with each other to make sure that every little part of the exile would be its own little special thing.
Yeah. So it
without too
feels
much
like
repetition.
it doesn't feel like
Yes.
you're going into a copy of a copy of a copy. It feels like an
Exactly.
environment that's natural that you
Exactly.
can really explore.
So that's the approach we had for this one, and we wanted to make sure that everything would work. So we started with the little block you see, we call blockers. So it's like a basic shape of what everything will look like, so we can have an idea of how much we're going to use, how can we place them, and how everything looks, so we can know if the walls are high enough, if everything works correctly, and we can play test rapidly. So that's what we use, and then the artist would use those blockings to create the assets from them.
And that's where essentially we define the proportion of the space,
Yep,
right? That
exactly.
we decide the landmarks, how big it's going to be, how the corridors or large are going to be. We knew for Hopeless Exile, for example, that the statue would be central and these sort of things.
Exactly.
They're defined on the blocking class.
Yep. And after that, once my job is done and the level art, what we call is done, then it's Stephanie's side who's gonna light it all up.
Yeah, so mostly in our video games, the lighting is mostly darkness. So in this particular tile, the challenge was it's bright daylight with bright skies and bright god rays. So I had to
Somebody's
do
nose is whistling. Can y'all
custom
hear it?
skybox with the big clouds that you voted for. And after that, I mostly had to put some light blockers that I managed to do like custom clouds shapes that's moving that helps guide the visual light for the statue. And also I added a little bit of volumetrics to help for the big god rays that you will see that when you look up in the sky. So that's pretty much it for the lighting.
I remember, because we're not used to do so many bright lighting in our map. I remember having so many back and forth with you into, okay, a bit brighter, a bit darker, and going back and forth to really find the good level for all of these things. It was quite a challenge.
It's true that I hadn't realized how new it is for us to have an environment like this one that's so bright and it's bright, but it's still oppressive. You know, you can't feel safe there because you don't want people to stay there too long. It's a hopeless exile. You know, hopeless is in the title.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that it's divine in a sense, but still very very scary.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That duality was really part of the building of it, right? It's really by first impression you feel like you are in super.
Am I the
paradise
reason
sort
why
of place,
they're
but then
nerfing
you start
Swimbers?
looking around
Am
like,
I the
no,
reason?
it looks like there's a bunch of things weird around here.
I'm
and
thinking
stuck
if
in
I
walls
did
and all
anything.
these sort of
And
elements.
that's where I had the pleasure to hide so many little things around the
Yes?
map, so for you guys to find.
Am I the drama?
There's so many tormented souls and things like that we're going to see soon. Stay tuned. But
Like, I'm truly just being so
yeah, so
delusional. like,
Stephanie
I-
was to make it everything like so godly and all of that, and I was the one, making it oppressing and hiding little things
Yes,
here and there.
eerie and creepy
Yep.
and strange and wrong.
I think it was
You
when
made
I
it
played with
right,
them developers.
you made it wrong.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I'm there laughing with them.
I put lights on it.
Right, right.
So if you want to see what we did, then
A lot to explore in there.
Yes.
And yeah, we have a little video of the hopeless exile. Disclaimer.
Yes.
I think we have to have one disclaimer here. It will not be this peaceful.
This is the only time you will see it peaceful.
What?
Like
It
Yes,
looks so
indeed.
cool.
This is
I
really
wanna
to give
go
you an
and- I
idea
wanna
of how
smoke
it
a blunt
looks,
there.
how beautiful it is, how much work has gone into it, how much craftsmanship there is really in building this space. But
Y'all, meet me in the
when
Hopeless
you get to
Exile.
experience it,
But somebody
in
bring the
PTB,
raps.
it will not be this peaceful.
yeah, this is the only time you're going to see it without running for your life.
That's it.
Exactly, yes.
I hope you will still enjoy the sky, even though you were running for your life.
But yeah, absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And I think we have a question here, but I don't know if this is going to be something that you're able to answer. So I'm just going to ask it. We were asked, how big is the hitbox on the Killer's Power / beam in the Hopeless Exile?
That's really a Jeff question.
That's
I
a Jeff
couldn't
question.
answer. I think I'm going by memory. I think the beam is similar to the one that we throw.
Yeah, they did really good with the
but,
design.
To be verified,
I can't
Jeff
wait.
is the right person to have that.
August, me,
Beautiful.
please.
So you know what? Maybe we can get that answer from Jeff and get back to it afterward. But yeah, this is beautiful. Incredible work on this. I'm so excited for players to explore the Hopeless Exile as the Judgment or as Aurora. As the Judgment, no. Explore the Hopeless Exile as Aurora and play the new killer on one of our regular maps. A lot of things to explore, a lot of things to see. It's going to be very exciting, and it's very clear a lot of work went into this. So thank you for joining us today. And I know, Jay, you had been here before, but this was your first time on our stream.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. I know
I'm
this is
opening
not
Dead by
an
Daylight right
easy
now.
feat. There's
My
lot
legs
of
are
work
gonna
that
be
goes into
open,
planning
by the way.
these, a lot of work that you're doing
Oops, sorry.
on the chapter in general too. But it was so nice to get a glimpse at the Hopeless Exile. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you
And
so much for having us.
so excited for players to get their hands on it, and we're going to talk about UI and UX next. So stay here. We have a lot more to show you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Honestly, I knew I was the problem. Y'all forgot to mute. Oh, they muted. I knew it, because after I played that one match with the developers and I was using cross-examination, I was using cross-examination. So basically, cross-examination isn't supposed to work when you're in chase. It was working while I was in chase, while I was with the developers. So maybe they saw the perks that I was running and they was like, yep, go ahead and take a screenshot of his build and send it to them up in group chat. And I just hate like that's how, like, I don't know. Maybe I was X. You know, when the people, like, when they try to find the first person who spreaded all of the diseases and stuff like that. I think it was me. Kenny, this is all because of you. Like, I didn't think they would do this. No, y'all know, like, I hope y'all know, like, without Sprint Burst Vigil, I am nothing. Hashtag Kenny is the reason. Hashtag Kenny. Cancel Kenny with a K, by the way. Kenny, hashtag Kenny is mean. Hashtag Kenny's be nerf? Kenny's benerf? Oh, fuck. Hashtag blame it on Kenny. Oh my god. Bitch, I'm gonna be the new Queen Naja. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dead Heart and Balance Landing for life. Yeah, Balance Landing is more ridiculous than Sprint Burst. So do I just be a Balance Landing back? Oh.
And we're back. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Still me, still Omnia, still here. Before we continue with UI and UX, I'm going to answer one of the most asked questions. What is this? This is our clicker. This is how we move things on the screen for you.
Are y'all really asking that?
But more important, let's go into UI and UX. Today I have two new faces. Well, new. I think some of them you've seen before, but two new faces with me that we haven't seen on any more streams so far. I'm going to be joined by Alexandra, our UI art team lead, and Jean, our senior UX designer. to tell us a
Now
bit more about
that's
the role of
so
UI and
true
UX
and
in
real,
creating
Ego.
a new chapter. And
It's
there's a
so
lot of
real
work
and true.
that goes into that.
Definitely is, yeah. Well, thanks for the introduction. Yeah, as you said, I'm Alex. I'm the UI art team lead. And you know,
Yeah, I'm Gene. I'm senior UX designer. I've focused a lot on killers.
yeah. So to talk a bit about the role that we play in making a chapter, UI art usually comes in later in production. We collaborate with a lot of different departments, but we want to make sure that all of the aspects of the killer and survivor have kind of been decided ahead of time before we get in, so we have all the information we need to then create the UI art and assets that need to be made.
I know. Why
to
are
do
they
that, we
using
work really closely with
emojis?
UX.
Yeah, and counter to UI, UX tries
They
to come
trying to
in
be
as
like
early
Apple. They
as
trying to get
possible.
that.
There's a lot of things that we need to figure out, and UI and UX often get lumped together, which is
They trying
really
to get
true
that
for web and app
Microsoft
development.
sponsorship.
But when it comes to games, there's a lot more to surface to feedback to the user or the player, more than just menus and the HUD layer. We go beyond the 2D stuff. So, as an example, you can see here that this is a example flowchart of what we work with. So I would have worked with Jeff on this, and we kind of broke the gameplay down into 3 different sections is kind of the way that I envisioned it. So as we know, the Judgment has their default phase and then their Zealous phase, which was empowered, what we used at the time, and Exile was not so much for the killer themselves, but it was a new space for the survivors. And so even on the left, I have like gameplay entities, not to be confused with the entity, but the different things that would need to be feedbacked in different ways throughout the course of gameplay. So if we zoom in on just the power here, this is the main ability of Divine Light. At the time, we were calling it the Ray. And you can see that I've really separated it into the different steps. So Jeff and I thought about what animation needs we
Why is
have,
it
VFX,
dotted?
sound effects, and this is really helpful for the art teams, the animators, and the art directors to figure out what is going to be needed, and then eventually we figure out what that looks like, and then we bring it to UI because it'll help us determine
Begin
what those UI
charge,
buttons
charging loop,
or what those
charge
different states
loop.
are. So here's just some wireframes of what that looked like, the different states of how that power widget would look.
UI
some
and
things are
UX
ready,
is
some
so
things are on
interesting.
cooldown, that kind of thing. But yeah, then it goes to you.
Yeah, you do a lot more than just the wireframes
Yes,
in
yes.
your role. We get grouped together a lot, but there's a lot more in what UX does in creating the killer. But thank you for the wireframes, because we do use those when we create ours. So after we have the wireframes and kind of an understanding of the gameplay of like what icons are needed
Icons
for the killer
mentioned.
power,
Cat's eye
then we
mentioned.
can get to work making the icons. So to make killer power icons, we'll do some research on what's been made so far. We'll look at the animations. We'll look at the VFX that's been
mentioned
created.
what? Flop?
Find out more about the theme of the character. Definitely sync with art direction to start making the power icons. So these ones are made by Donna on our team. And I kind of want to break down how the Judgment's power icons work a little bit. Over the course of, the last few years, there's been a mandate to create more power icons for a killer's kit. In the past, it used to be 1 or 2 icons would represent the power overall, but now the mandate is to represent more states of the different icons.
I agree.
So with the Judgment's power icons, on the left you can see that for Divine Ray, or the Divine Light Ray Retribution, there's the charging state, and then there's the release state. Once they've entered its zealous state, or the empowered state, that initial power, our ability gets more power. So
I'm gonna
in
need
order
to need to play.
What we like to do is use that same composition, but show that it is more powerful with more flair in the icon. If there's a VFX happening on the character at the time, then we try and work that into the icon. So that's what we've done here with the power icons.
Yeah, exactly. It really increases the legibility of just like everything that's on screen.
Yeah.
We
work closely with you on the next thing we're going to talk about, which is the Killer Affliction.
Yeah, so this is as you all know, there's what was called sin and is now
I
called
wonder if someone's
heresy.
gonna come out the locker.
And when
Maybe
we're
Dwight
thinking about
and David.
survivor
Right,
afflictions,
right.
we have to think about how they're going to appear on screen. So, you know, what does that look like? Is it VFX around the survivor's head, on their body? Is it a trailing thing? And what do we want to do on the UI side? And fortunately, for this killer, it was a lot simpler than we've seen in the past. But you can see here, just there's 4 different states to really consider. There's the default state of nothing behind white. And then, of course, heresy is something that is gained right away. You know, sometimes it's something that is gained over time or is gained through interactions or just like incremental like points, you could say. But no, here it just turns on. And then when you go to repent for your sins, rather, then we start the decaying of it. And even here, the direction of the clockwise wipe is very important. We all know how clocks work. But there was a point early in the prototype where the wipe was happening in the opposite direction. And so a lot of players were feeling like it was leading up to some other negative effect that they were going to gain. So it was really important that we fixed the direction so they knew that it was going to be lost. And then, of course, there's a new, in the wireframe, exile icon. It was just, if we think about killer affliction, there's also like the survivor state. And so this is, of course, something more like being on a hook or being trapped in a bear trap. So it would replace the survivor portrait. But yeah, these wireframes, as beautiful as they are.
Yeah, we take the wireframes and then figure out how to make it pretty. So yeah, this was a capture from in the game. As you mentioned earlier, this particular killer affliction was much simpler.
We're
than they
feeling
usually
on the
end up being.
killer?
They usually get pretty complex, but as you mentioned,
it's going
when
away.
we
And
start
now
the
it's
UI
gone.
art, sometimes everything else has been created already, and we can look at the VFX that's in the game.
No, because the way
animation, and
that
directly
look.
For heresy or for sin, there was the halo created on the survivor to indicate that they're suffering from heresy or it's from sin. So it was decided,
I
let's
guess
just use
you
that
really
for
repent then.
the UI art version. So on the killer portrait, we were able to, this is work
No,
from
this is cool
Gio
as fuck.
and Auntie and Adrian kind of
Nice.
combination here, making material shaders based off of that VFX.
What's that?
It
Is
just
that
worked out perfectly this time.
Is this suffocation pit?
It really did. But yeah,
No, this that
talking
other
about this
variant.
affliction, you know, there's, like I mentioned, there's survivor afflictions, there's survivor states, but there's also, of course, very often with those come the status effects, which we all know. But it was a challenge trying to figure out where that information lived on screen. But before we do that, let's just quickly look at the state, rather.
Yes, we'll quickly show. Yeah, so
Oh,
when
look
the
at the
killer, when the killer
icon.
sends a survivor to exile, this is the state change that you see. So instead of a portrait, you're going to see little survivor flying off, getting carried away to the exile. This is a great way to indicate that, hey, your buddy needs a rescue. They're trapped in exile.
Yeah.
Go
Groaning.
pray.
Yeah, and while in exile, it was. I need to apologize first of all from the blog post. I scared you all with some numbers. I am so sorry. It was very often in UX. It's very helpful to work with large numbers to see how that's going to look on screen. Of course, none of these numbers appear on screen. So, but there was a point where they might have. Yeah, no, these were very placeholder. I'm again sorry, but I'm glad I kept
Sorry.
you on your toes. And if we just go to the next slide, we try to figure out how these lived on screen. And you can see this is kind of a bit of a mashup of different ideas I was playing with at the time. You know, there was the example of the icons above the interaction bar while you're using the searcher's pendant. And of course,
Girl, I
the status
know
effects
her.
on the right. But there was a time, and I didn't really go past this with the team, but there was a time where I was wondering, do we try to show something in what we call the external widget, often where you're affected already by a perk or an add-on? And I thought, could we have you affected by a location here? And in the end, I decided not to do that. It's just, let's keep it super to perks and add-ons. That's going to be a lot more clear. Plus, you know, in this wireframe, we wouldn't use the diamond shape anyway, because that is what identifies perks.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, eventually we came to what we have, what you'll see in game, which is the status effects on the right, and you'll see you're building them up. So yeah.
Yeah, and this is a good demonstration of all the experimenting that you do ahead of presenting it to the UI team to take over. But we do some brainstorming a little bit in between.
Never present one idea. You've got to
Yeah.
present multiple.
Yeah, but speaking about perks, here's a look at the perk icons for the Judgment and for Aurora. Doing the perk icons is one of the UI art team's favorite things to do because it's great to
look at
get in and
the
do some illustration
judgments,
here.
the Jin perk.
So these were done
She
by
looks
Auntie
crazy.
and Mel
I like
on our
that.
team, and they turned out beautiful. A bit of a behind the scenes for making the perk icons. One thing that we really like doing, a new process that we do, is having a brainstorming session with everyone involved in creating the perks when it's time to make the icons. So we'll get in a meeting with the UI artist, yourself, the perk designer, narrative, and art direction, of course, and just sit down and figure out what should these be. We do have some things we keep in mind. So there are a few different types of perks where we'll try and keep the same motifs going. So
The
if you see,
Natophobia and the
Aurora's,
Lock Nachos.
Boone's
I
Steadfast
can't.
perk is using a similar motif that we use on our Boone perk icons with the circular diagram sort of style. And then with the Judgment Hex, can't remember the name
Under
of it.
your
Under your
thumb, I
thumb, yeah,
believe, yeah.
Hex under your thumb. When there's a totem involved, we try to put skulls in there. Try to
Oh,
get
nice.
some skulls in there.
That sounds
But beyond that, the
correct.
perk icons, we try to focus more on, it's like creating more art for the character. So the themes of the character, the art direction of the character, and try to get those into the icons. And if there's gameplay that can help inform them too, then we do that. With Aurora's, you see the star motifs and kind of the protection, because that's thematic that's part of her theme. For Judgment, the Judgment is very symmetrical, very strict, kind of like a law and order representation, and so we went with kind of this symmetrical, intimidating composition for the perk icons for them, for it. For it.
Yeah, it's the community
But
stream.
yeah,
What did I miss?
These turned out really great.
You
and we
missed
just wanted
a
to share
whole
one
bunch of
last
shit.
thing. One of
Do
the
you like
early
Sprint
things that we
Burst?
saw
'Cause
in
guess what? It's
prototyping and
getting
feedback
nerfed.
we got from playtests was that when you were in Exile, players didn't know that there was like a second hook stage, right? Because it was essentially putting you on hook. And so
Yes,
we
it's
figured
getting
out,
nerfed.
you know, of course we need to
I
support this
already
somehow in the
screamed.
VFX and
Oh,
whatnot.
and Vigil.
But
and
we
Vigil.
decided that we should probably split the hook timer because progress bars don't necessarily like have a checkpoint in the middle unless it's very clearly
Oh,
indicated.
and Delhi?
So
Delhi is
now
too?
You will have clear indication of your stage 1 and stage 2 hook timers, and this is
Oh,
going
yeah,
to be
Delhi
in
Deliverance.
the game for not just in Exile, but also when you're on the hook in
Why,
normal
Delhi?
game modes, and also when you're in
Your
a cage
guess
of
is as
atonement
good as
against the
mine.
executioner, or cage of torment, sorry, and cage of corruption when you're playing in
Oh,
game
you're
mode 2v8.
broken longer.
So,
Yeah, so not just for the Judgment. This is now a change that's going to be
Yeah.
for the hook timer.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to help a lot of new players because I've definitely seen
Oh,
the
that's
confusion
great.
of, oh, what just happened? So, yeah.
Yeah, they went to second. That's great.
This is honestly really great to see, like the work that goes on behind the scenes to build, kind of the language that we use to talk to players in the game, because it's like it's really helping them navigate something that, sometimes they have to make a split-second decision. We need to communicate something in that split second, and this is where, both of you come in very different ways. But I think we don't get to show that as much when working on, other chapters. And I think the Grimoire is a great time for us to show this, because players have been here with us, this whole time. They've been part of their journey, and they've, they have in some way contributed to the choices that we've made for, for icons, for perks, for things like that, because they voted on things that ended up making their way into, the perk icons or into, like the effects, things like that. So it's really good to see that their votes are still, their decisions are still being carried over in,
Right.
UI and UX decisions. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was really fun having their decisions come in, and then how do we adapt all of that stuff
Yes.
for the character choice, the color palette, and all that. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to like perk and powers, we love showcasing what the character looks like and the themes of them. So those the themes that were voted on by the community they show up in the final icons too.
That's great. It's so beautiful to see, and I love that we got to see a bit the process behind it as well of building that, because there is a lot of testing and iteration and brainstorming that goes into, you know, UI and UX elements too, because you have to make sure that it's clear for players when they're in the game and that they can navigate it, and that we're really helping them, either as survivor or as killer, understand, you know, how to play pretty much. So yeah, but thank you both for being here
Thank you
today.
for having us. Yeah.
For talking about UI, UX, how both contribute to the player experience, how different they are, because that's really important, I think, but also how they're equally important in helping players, you know, navigate the game. So
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you for being here with us, and we're going to move to VFX and animation right after, so stay with us. And thank you again for joining us, Alex and Jean.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheese and crackers. I'm seeing the nerf perks, the perk nerfs and buffs on Reddit right now. More buffs than nerfs for Survivor. Yeah, they got some debuffs too. Yeah, I forgot everything already. They should post. Oh wait. They should post this stuff after the stream, like all of the numbers and stuff, but since it's gonna be in the PTB, I don't know if they're actually gonna do that, because usually when the PTB comes out, that's when they'll announce like all of the stuff in the PTB. I don't know. My sprint burst. My sprint burst. I'm gonna be running sprint burst like I mean, I guess I do run it all the time since it's literally in my main build, but damn, maybe they'll have Vigil only recover exhaustion and not anything else. No, they're just gonna change it from 66 to 44. If they do that, that would kind of mess up the lore of the perk, you know, because it's that's like Freddy's chapter. That's Freddy's chapter. But I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know. I'm just like, I guess we'll see. We will see. Yeah, it recovers exhaustion. If you're exposed, it does exposed and a whole bunch of other stuff. Man. Hold on, hopefully they're not talking about me on Twitter. Hold on. I blame Kenny level 1 for this. Oh! Y'all, they already blaming me! It's because he was using the perks when he was playing with Oh! Y'all, they're already clocking me! What did you do, Kenny? It's because when I was playing with the developers, I was literally using Sprint Burst, I was using Vigil, I was using Cross-Examination, aka Elusive. And because of that...
And we're back. I'm still here. You're stuck with me. Sorry. Not so sorry, because I'm having a lot of fun talking
No,
about
you're
it more.
amazing. I love
And
her.
now we're going to talk about VFX and animation. I'm joined by some new faces and also some you've seen before.
It's my first
and then
time
we're gonna
meeting
move
you.
on
This is
to
my
talk
first time
about
meeting
audio,
you.
which I know you're also
Hello.
very excited about. But first, I'm joined
First time watcher and now
by
first time
Etienne,
hater.
our
Oh.
animation team lead, who's right here with
Damn.
me. You have Fred, our audio director. We're gonna move on to right after, who you already know. We've had him on the stream before to talk about audio, which was very fun. And I'm also joined remotely by someone you've already seen before, Anna. Hello, Anna, our VFX artist. I know. So happy to have you back. Last time when you came to talk about VFX, people were very excited to see the process. So I'm hoping, you know, today we get to see a bit of the progress.
This
and
stream is
everything we've worked
long,
on.
by the way.
So,
Almost
yeah,
2 hours.
Let's jump directly to VFX with Anna.
We have been shaping up nicely. We have about 6 people total working on this chapter right now, and we've had a lot to make. I think we had about 80 VFX tasks.
Oh,
for this
baby, she's
chapter,
echoing.
but please keep in mind that things are still being worked on and are in progress, so they will change. So just keep that in mind. But we can go to the first VFX slide. So this is an effect that I've shown previously. I think it's called Hearsay now. It's previously known as Sin. So we made some changes for this to not be as distracting, as playtest feedback said that it was too distracting as the survivor, so we reduced the scale of this and the overall emissive, and hopefully it will not be too distracting.
So
Please,
Sin
as
will
Daniel
not be
mentioned
called
before,
Sin
play the
anymore. It's called
PTB and give us
Hearsay.
our feedback for this one, because I would love to make sure that this isn't as distracting for everyone. You will be able to repent your hearsay at shrines. So if we can go to the
I kind of
next
missed
slide.
it being called Sin though, low-key.
This is how you repent your hearsay and save survivors from the exile. So this is split into 2 different things. We have the stuff at the top, which is the indication of someone is in the exile and you need to save them.
Mhm.
And then we have the VFX on the bottom, which is also to indicate, I see the video playing, yeah. The VFX on the bottom
Is there multiple?
for the repenting of the hearsay. So if you want to get rid of your hearsay, you stab your hand and you bleed a little and your sin will start to fade. And if you want to save a survivor, you do the same thing and someone will beam down from the exile. It's something that we
That's
ran
cool.
into when we were working on this effect. You might be able to see a little teaser of this later. The pose for this was initially different, and I had to flag this to the whole team because it was a little bit questionable. So we ended up doing a one-sided stab with the hands, but later on you'll get to see the original pose and why we probably changed it.
I can't wait to see it.
So speaking of the exile, we can go to the next slide. This is
Oh my
the
God!
Banished Exile portal. So when a killer has
What the fuck?
hit a survivor with the hearsay, and they have hearsay, you can banish them to the exile. So this was a way to give a little like sneak peek to the killer, because the killer can't go into the exile. So
Yeah.
we really wanted to be able to create a really
Do we think
cool
they're gonna
effect to
scream because
showcase
they
the
can't go
exile
into
for the killer.
exile?
So
The
one of
killer?
our more senior artists cooked up this killer portal effect using
Yeah,
a
that's
cube
bright as
map. So it
fuck.
actually looks like you can really step
Ooh.
into the portal. Not in this video, I should have maybe got a better one, but if you look at it from the sides, you can actually like see on the around.
Oh, it could
inside
just
of
be
it 'cause
because
it's
I
using a
have
cube
I have
map.
filters on. Hold on.
So I really hope that the killer will be able to appreciate that,
Oh,
since they
wait.
don't get to go to the exile.
Never mind, I lied. There are no
And
filters.
if we go to
It
the
is
next
bright.
slide.
It is bright.
Lo and behold, this is the exile. So we've seen a few other videos of this, but this is with all the VFX. So the exile has a ton of VFX, actually. We had to do, I hope I get the names right. We changed the names. The seeds, what were they? Seeds of punishment, which are those hazards coming down. Exiled souls, which are those little we called them crystals previously, but they're the little things that you collect.
Oh.
And we had the
This will be really
Searcher's
good
Pendant, which was
flashlight
the artifact
angle.
previously. So a lot
Oh
of these
my God.
VFX, we had
Y'all,
to
I
iterate
just
on them
clocked
quite a bit.
something.
One of the main things we did was change a lot of the artifacts.
If you have
and
terrible aim,
crystal
you're
slash
dying in
exiled
this
souls,
bitch.
VFX to be blue, because we found it too hard to really see what was going on in here because there was so much gold and yellow. It looked really nice, but like from a gameplay perspective, it was too hard
Yeah, you
to
have to aim.
differentiate what you were supposed to be doing in here. So we're hoping that this will be easier for the players to read and understand when they get into the exile, that they can collect those exiled souls and hopefully get out quicker. And we can go to the next slide, please. So I think we
That's
already
true.
saw some videos and other people's
Ew, look at the eyeball on
videos
her
when it was their
staff.
turn. And again, subject to change, especially for the pillar. I've
y'all
already
see it?
done
The
some
eyeball on
changes
her
since I
staff?
recorded these a couple days ago. This is our gameplay pillar. So this is what the killer's power is. This
Ew.
went through some iterations, and it was also a lot of work because it has a lot of different states. It has a controlling state, it has multiple states when it's being flung, it has a teardown state, it has a timeout state.
Yeah, it's so much.
So it was a lot of work, and it was a huge collaboration between VFX, programming, and design and art direction to ensure we could get, you know, the visual aspect to look good, to make sure that it functions as it should in gameplay, to make sure it's visible when it should be, visible when it shouldn't be. So as I mentioned, we're still kind of tweaking these to polish it a bit more, but it's coming along, and yeah, you don't want to get hit by this. We can go to the next slide, please. And this is the empowered pillar, which I believe is called Zealous now. So this is very similar to the base gameplay. It's just blue. It's a little bit more than just blue, but visually, my job was to make it blue, and the VFX are slightly larger on some aspects, and yeah, we just needed to really indicate that you are in your Zealous mode and you are more powerful, right? So the
So
main
that
thing
injures?
was to communicate that this was different than the base gameplay pillar. But yeah, that is pretty much all the videos I had for VFX right now, but there's still lots of VFX that I didn't show, and you will be able to see those in the PTB. And I do want to say a huge thank you to my team. As I said, there's about 6 people working on this chapter right now, and obviously the people that aren't working directly on this chapter have given me feedback, and I want to say a huge thank you to my team, and a big shout out to the rendering and tech art team as well. So that's all I have for VFX.
I think, yeah, like you mentioned, you know, like we bring a lot of people on these streams to talk about the work that happens behind the scenes, but most of the time it's not just, you know, one person working on this. So many people are bringing this chapter to life, and it's just really the teamwork that goes into it is really, really good to see. And I know last time when you came, people were so excited to see, you know, the work that goes into VFX. So thank you for joining us again to show us a bit of the progress. I'm excited that they're still going to get some surprises for the VFX when they, you know, actually test it and try it for themselves. But it was so nice to get to see a bit of the progress we've made, because it's incredibly, incredibly cool to see.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me too.
Thank you. It's so nice to have you again. And we're going to move on to animation now with Etienne that we have here for the first time, because, you know, animation is really important to bring characters to life. And this is again not a small feat to bring, you know, the Judgment to life. We're talking about a divine killer here, which is quite ambitious. So maybe you want to talk to us a bit more about, you know, one, maybe what animation is really, and what was the process of, you know, working on this chapter.
So animation basically is it's actually 2 departments. You have the animators that are doing the movement, bringing the personality, bringing the gameplay animation, but there's also the lesser known tech animators that are the ones behind the scene doing the skeleton, doing the controls that allows us to be able to move it. And they're also the ones that do more the technical aspects in game. Like this killer is so huge that she's a bit outside of the collider sometimes, so we want to make sure that she's not colliding into walls, clipping into objects. So the tech animators are the one, doing the black magic behind the in the engine to make it so the legs don't clip in walls. They will push back. The wings are pushing back in.
A lot of magic involved in bringing a killer like the Judgment to life, for sure.
Exactly. So the animation is for this chapter is a team of 13 people, and we've been working hard to bring this entity, this creature that tries to be a god to life, and I think we can show the idle animation in the menu.
Ooh! Wow. Oh my God!
As you can see,
Y'all,
there's
look
a
at the
lot
faces.
of movement on this. Yes. We've created those faces and the legs that are souls that are trapped inside.
And this is also impressive because this is the first time that players really get to see it. We haven't shown it just yet, so this is new.
Oh, wow.
This is new for them. You heard it here first.
I cannot wait.
Here first.
So here's the Judgment.
That is fucking
crazy. There's also tech art that created all the moving eyes on the killer, but also on the weapon. So a lot of tiny movement everywhere. And then a killer needs a survivor, so of course we created Aurora as well.
Okay, come on, show us Aurora. Come on. Okay.
So this is Aurora. We wanted to make sure that
She's
Yeah, I
she's a
remember when y'all
tough-
was calling her
tough
Granny.
character that she survived the judgment before, and she knows.
Look, it's Granny.
She knows how to deal with the situation. This might be new to her, but you know, she's prepared. She's
Mhm.
equipped. She's gonna be
Everybody
be in there in
and
the
their
trials,
mama was
supporting
calling her
the
Granny.
other survivors.
I'm
and
telling you,
hopefully-
they were calling her
hopefully it's a good thing.
Granny.
Yeah, hopefully. And then
They're like, "I'm voting
I
for
wanted to
Granny."
bring a kind of funny story that Anna
If you
teased
don't vote for
a bit
Granny,
earlier.
you're
that,
crazy.
Sometimes when
You
we
want Fable 2.0.
when we start animation, we don't necessarily have
Like,
all the
y'all was
assets right away, and they
crazy.
come in later because everyone works in parallel. And so for the shrine animation, we started with
I just have to
a
talk
concept
about that
art
again.
to know what we were supposed to do, and we were planning to adjust the pose afterwards. So the idea behind the,
Now that-
the,
hold
the
on,
praying
I'ma
at the
say it
shrine
after.
to bring the characters back from the exile was to stab your hands, and the concept was using both hands on the shrine, a bit like this. This is our first
Oh.
placeholder animation,
Oh.
and it works well in a vacuum.
This is important for what comes next. I'm
Yes.
guessing.
And then you have to put your
so
neck to
afterwards,
work.
a bit later, you'll start to see the problem that occurred. We received a model for
Yeah,
the shrine.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't put the animation in there, but
Probably best not to.
exactly. But yeah, it started to be flagged as questionable. We tried to fix it many, many times, trying to sink the character lower, try to put the head backwards a bit more to fix the pose that was slightly questionable. But in the end, we decided that stabbing with only one hand on the side gave us also more time to stab the hand, so it feels more painful. And
Yeah, that looks
That,
painful.
Yes.
that
as
looks
fuck.
like it hurts.
Oh, yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
say.
and yeah, it removed the questionable aspect
Yeah.
from the old pose.
She's
and
huge.
I think it works
the
better as well.
killer.
I think that one, very funny story. But two, I think this is also really interesting because again, and this is a theme that comes back, it really shows how much testing goes into this. You know, like we don't just test gameplay and balance and, you know, powers and perks. We have to test everything
Yes.
to make sure that, you know, it tells a cohesive story. And here I think we really got something because, ouch, that looks, yeah. It's going to be painful to get your friends out of the hopeless exile.
It's a sacrifice.
It is. But yeah, beautiful. Wow. I think I love that our players get to see a bit of the work here too, because, you know, for animation, a lot of the time they get to see the final product.
Yeah.
They only get to see the polished version, you know,
Yeah.
these characters brought to life, and it's hard to sometimes break it down into
The
what
guy
really goes into
beside
this,
him
what
does
work
the
goes behind
music.
all of these beautiful, you know, animations, and I love that we got to show them a bit more of the behind the scenes. So thank you, Etienne.
Thank you.
This was great. And now we're going to move on to music and voice lines. Or rather, I want to say audio with you, Fred.
Audio.
You were here last time doing a very, I want to say a very exciting time, because it was during the vote that got us a lot of really passionate opinions. But today,
theme,
yes, on the theme. I remember there were a lot of, we definitely had, there was definitely a winner, that's for sure, but we definitely had a lot of very vocal opinions, which we love to see. We love to see how much players loved the theme.
Hi, bestie. Welcome in.
But
We're
you're
just
here to
reacting
give
to
us
the
a bit more of
community
an
stream
update
right
on
now.
what's going on when it comes to audio.
Yeah, there's the voice.
No,
that
there
we
was a whole
barely
brothel
mentioned. We
behind the
mentioned
music.
the casting, but not here. Now we have the result.
Yes.
So I'm excited to share that with you. It's starting with the killer. It's a god. It's so the intention is to have that powerful voice, many layers, voices that give the impression that it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's
You have to be scared. You have to be a little scared.
yeah, intimidated.
Yes.
So and there's also a great opportunity that was presented to us in the fact that it's a god. You can use that voice in a more global way. So that the voice coming from the
Yes.
sky. And so we try to explore that.
I'm not
for
gonna
some
lie.
feedback. So
I kinda wanted
but
Sable
here I
2.0 to
have,
win.
Just a sneak
Am
peek
I
of
wrong?
a few voice line, and it's dry. It's not in the game. It's even more powerful in the game,
Ooh,
but
voice
it sounds
lines.
great. And this is a good collaboration between our voice designer and narrative team. And so I'll let you listen to that.
What the
Oops.
fuck?
Let's go back, quick. Yes.
Is that playing?
Can we hear it? Can we hear how scary this is? Oh. Let me see.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it.
Oh, yes, we can.
You cannot escape from God. This is your purpose. You are persistent, and still you reject the truth. Open your eyes. There is nowhere to hide from the light.
I
Oh my
love the
god.
echo. You know, that you really get a sense that this is not just, you're not just facing, you know, the killer, you're facing something that's
Yeah, I'm scared.
huge, that's all encompassing,
It's not
that's
a human.
powerful, that's
She mocks
it's just,
the
I love that how
fuck
much,
out of
I think here
Flame.
it's really clear how much work goes into making sure, you know, the audio also fits with the narrative, because really here we,
Oh
we get to
my.
feel how powerful the judgment is supposed to be. And you convey that perfectly through the voice
Perfectly.
and all the effect that goes
She
into
sounds
it.
like she means
good to
big
see.
business.
Imagine in game.
Yes, can't wait.
Not you. The
So-
stars guide me. No stars. Only darkness. Open your
There's an
dazzling
echo.
heroic. Novus flame burn you. I've seen many wounded. Lend a hand. Strength. I must show strength.
So, strong personality. Also, our oldest character, the oldest survivor.
Wow.
So, it's super interesting character. Super, and I feel that this voice is really perfect for the character. So, I hope that people will enjoy this this direction. A narrative really brings on interesting character in game. So.
And I think it's also important to talk about, you know, how when we do casting, when we do when we try to find the right voice for our characters, it's also about, again, we're communicating something with that. We're saying something about, you know, Aurora's,
Is somebody
you know,
talking in the background?
personality, really, and that's conveyed through her voice, and that's we try to find, you know, the right one that really says, you know, like this is someone who's strong, who's been here before, who's seen things like that before, who's been fighting, you know, her own, I want to say, struggles. This is someone who's been through some things, and it comes through in her voice. So.
And there's a relation with the killer that is super interesting as well. And there are some lines that you can, they're sharing some lines. So it's there's a relation. So it's super interesting.
So some surprises is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, very exciting. But they'll have to wait for the PTB.
Yes, for more.
I need the
Yes.
You have to
PTB
play the
like
PTB.
ASAP.
The next subject, it's the last time I talked about
Thank you for the lurk,
how
Ego.
powerful the beam, like the divine light. That's the final name. How powerful need to be. Also, I talk about the footstep, the Charybdis footstep. How it needs to be really well balanced to not be annoying or a gameplay breaker, but today I want to talk about the exile. We saw the exile early
Ooh,
in this presentation,
music
but
for the exile or sound.
we saw the exile, the example that is super calm and super kind of super.
Again, not what players are going to experience.
No, it's a lie. It's totally a lie. A lot of things happening in the exile. It's busy. So on the audio side, it's also a challenge to keep everything comprehensive and really distinct. So we need to play with the difference of frequencies. We need to also set a lot of parameters to make it work. And there is also that exile that is another place that keep a relation with the map. So there's feedback that
Our
we can
oldest
hear
survivor.
from the exile or not. So there's a lot of decision and to keep that exile not realistic, but in you believe in that place, and you believe that it exists, and you don't break the relation between the
That's
two
it. It's
places.
immersive. You feel like really immersed in
Exactly.
it, and when you go through it, it doesn't break that illusion.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to present you a sneak peek of the Exile with the audio and how
ready.
busy is it, and the sound designer did a great job, really, for the distinction and all the comprehensive elements. So
It might stay a sneak peek.
yeah.
Oh.
Do I need no? I'm struggling
I
with.
think it was too strong, Fred. I think this was too strong. It could not be contained in a presentation. I think it was too strong for the presentation. You know what? Fitting for the judgment. Very fitting. So I guess we'll have to wait to hear those. Maybe
We have to wait until
maybe
August.
Maybe we get to show players a little bit early. Maybe next week. You know what?
Go ahead,
figure
post it
something
on
out.
Twitter,
We'll-
please.
You tease them now.
Yeah.
Now we get to post it very shortly and show them a little bit of that.
I
That's all
hope
right.
the
Right,
tease
about to
was
make me
really
drink
good.
alone.
Well, yes, it was really good. Now, be prepared. A lot of fun stuff
A lot
coming.
of sounds, awesome sounds. I
A
mean,
lot of sounds. A lot of exciting
the
things.
seeds of judgment everywhere. It's amazing.
You have to imagine it. Picture it in your mind, and we'll bring it to you. Maybe on socials. Let's do that. We'll try to give you a little bit of a sneak peek before it goes live in the PTB, and then in the game itself. But yeah, that's it. Any last words about the process, as a whole?
Like I said, in terms of gameplay, that killer is huge in terms of elements and to the relation between elements. Also, even just the shrine it was something, so it's super rich. So it was a fun killer to do, and an amazing opportunity for a lot of work, a lot of sounds to. I mean, it's alive. This killer, the Exile is
Yes.
alive, so it's amazing.
I love that they're
So,
excited.
yeah, I hope
I
that
love that.
it's. I hope that the player will really like it. It was a fun experience to share with the players as well. So.
I think it was a fun experience for all of us to, get to
I think
work
we
on
can all
this, get to
sing.
see it come to life, get to see, get all those
They
folks
really did.
in,
like,
and get
you
to
can
see what
truly
players
tell
really
that
wanted
they care about what
to,
they're
see
doing
in the game, and
and
then
about
to
what
get to kind of, again,
they're about to
problem solve.
present to
How do we bring
us.
that to life? How do we bring the judgment, a divine killer into the fog? How do you bring Aurora, a new
Exactly.
character, into the fog? And it's been a very exciting year.
She
and now
is
I
such a
can't wait
girl
for players
boss.
to get
I
their
want to
hands
be just like
on
her
these
when
new
I grow up.
characters and to see the Hopeless Exile. So a lot of exciting
I
things.
love her. What's her name? Anya?
Which you will get to
Anna?
experience in the PTB early August. But
What date?
you'll definitely get a little bit of a glimpse at the new content next week, and maybe an early look as well at the new chapters.
A
So
commercial?
stay tuned.
Yes.
Our socials, official channels. Make sure you follow us. You'll find everything there. But before I go, again, and I think this comes from all of us, from the whole team, I want to extend a thank you to everyone who joined us on this journey. This has been now a journey of, more than a year of building this
Literally.
chapter from the very beginning, from the votes, from everything. And you've seen a lot of it through our blog post and our streams. And I hope you enjoyed being a part of it, because we sure did. This was a new thing we did, and we're so glad we did. So huge thank you, because there wouldn't be a judgment or a Hopeless Exile in the Fog without you. This came from you. All we did was bringing it to life. So thank you again for joining us. And stay tuned for more. And I can't wait for you to see the new content in the PTB early August. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you in the fog.
All right. Is that the... Oh. All right. That is the end of the developer stream. There we go. W party. Yes, W watch party. Y'all, how do we feel about everything? How do we feel about the nerfs, the killer nerfs, the buffs? How we feeling about it? How we feeling about it? Can I hold on? It's gonna be silent for like a second. Oh, Okay, let me turn this down. Let me switch it to this. Oh yeah, that's way better. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Yeah, that's great. Oh my God, y'all. That live was so long. Also, my sprint burst is getting nerfed. Oh my God. I don't know. Hopefully they post everything that they talked about pretty soon. I really do hope that they do, because I kind of want to go over everything with y'all. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I have an appointment at 3, and I thought I was gonna have enough time to play at least for an hour, but I think I literally only have enough time to play one game. So that's a little unfortunate, but after my appointment, when I come back, I am gonna go live again. We're gonna get into everything that they said, play more DBD open lobbies. Oh, I feel like I have to use Deliverance. I need to use Deliverance as well. Oh my God. Okay. All of the perks that they're gonna nerf. Should I run Adrenaline as well? No, maybe I should run Adrenaline instead. I feel, let's do Adren. Fuck it. Yeah, Adrenaline is getting reverted. I think the haste part, I don't know what the old haste was on Adrenaline. I don't know if it's gonna still be like when you get unhooked after the generator pops, you get healed. I don't know if it's gonna be like that. I think that is not gonna come back, because that would be a little cracked. The sprint burst is being changed to a light jog. Yeah, it literally. Yasmin, they're nerfing our sprint burst. They are nerfing our sprint burst, Yasmin. I can't believe it. Wait, no, yeah.
Stick with me.
They're giving us less of a second. So instead of 3 seconds of sprint burst, it's gonna be 1. It's gonna be 1. Ooh, that was good. Where the fuck am I? Oh. Wait, stop. 3 seconds to 1? No. It's gonna be 2 seconds of sprint burst. So instead of 3, you get 2. And they're nerfing Vigil as well. Nick just said PTB is August 4th. Yes, that's so soon. That is literally so soon. Also, Yasmin, the PTB for the new killer. Oh my God, that fire. It sounded like he was undetectable for a second. Also, Yasmin, are you busy August 4th? Because that's when PTB for all this stuff is going to be. That's true. They buffed Adrenaline. That's true. My fucking sprint burst. OMG, okay, good. My spring semester starts August 17th. Hey. 2 seconds is wild. If that's the case, they should let us activate whenever we want, like in 2v8. The sprint burst with a button would be crazy. That would be crazy as fuck. But it would be elite. I just can't believe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how fast or how slow these killers are that they're gonna release. August 4th. Is that a Tuesday? I'm gonna have to look. Okay, they got the hook. It might be a Tuesday. The Sprinburst needs you. The Sprinburst needs you to open a chest, cleanse a totem. Now, if it's like that, throw away the whole perk. Just throw it away. Where's it at? Oh, it's right here. I think I would have to be the one to go for save. I don't know if he's doing aces and chase. Oh, that's V. Okay. Okay, they got the hook. I'm going back to this generator. I don't know. So what are they doing to know where to hide? Did they say what they were doing specifically to know where to hide? Because honestly, I don't know why they're nerfing that perk. I don't know why. I'm clipping that though. I'm clipping where they announce that they're nerfing Sprinburst. Definitely clipping that. Yeah, this is okay, yeah, this is gonna be my last match. Luckily, my appointment is online, so I don't have to go anywhere. It should be about like an hour. It should be an hour, so. Why is she broken? Use that clip and make a sprint burst edit. Not a sprint burst edit. Y'all, the killer's voice lines sound crazy. They sound crazy. They sound crazy. And use the song Joyride by Kesha. Let me write that down. And then in the caption is gonna be brought to you by Moons. Bestie, thank you so much for the follow on TikTok. I'm writing it down, hold on. Okay. I can kind of see it in my brain. I can see it in my brain. Okay, we see Mozzarella Rose Toy earrings. I love this headpiece. The headpiece eats. Go. I got this. I got this. Where's the vault? Okay, he's on the way. Oh, wait. Bitch, I thought he was on the way to me. Let's just do a generator. The Rivals reference. We need to heal. Let me heal y'all. Is there a generator anywhere over here? Oh, wait. I'm gonna be like, the Arella Rose Toy literally was not doing anything. She was literally running around. First off, bench. Hey. Lara, we need to lock in. V, I need you to hop on this generator with me now. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Ace, don't bring your funky ass over here. Maybe we can make an Adren play. Penny, I can finally play DBD again. Yes. Keep doing it. No, keep doing it. You can use my medkit actually. Okay, yay. Oh wait, oh okay. The other girl. I'm so excited for Chaos Shuffle. I've never really played, actually I did play Chaos Shuffle. I did. I guess I didn't really like Chaos Shuffle. Ooh, he wasted both. Where's V? Okay, V is opening the other door. We're good. Oh. Ace. He'll take him. I'm almost there. Nice. Oh, why did you do that? I'm basically perkless the whole time, but I love not facing all 4 gen perks every game. Oh, honestly, now that, oh my god, I'm gonna need all of the Jasons to switch from regular Q to Chaos Shuffle. Because I'm tired of the totem Jasons. Please get him out of here. Please get him out of here. Please get him out of here. Okay, y'all. That is gonna be my last game. I need to get ready for my appointment. But after my appointment, I will be back. I will be doing more DBD. And I will be doing open lobbies. I should come back at around, when is my appointment? 3? I should come back at like 4 on the dot because I really want to play more DBD. Anywho, I will see y'all later. And yeah, bye.